Greetings, citizens! Today I'm setting a goal of 100% terraforming our starter island, bringing villagers in to populate the new space, and building more auto farms, all optimized for the version we're currently in, 1.21.11. We have a lot to take care of today. As you can see, we got a lot done in the last video, our 100 days video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. And we're back for 200 days. I'm picking this up almost immediately after finishing the first video, and in that we made this, a to-do board. Lots of these things are probably going to take up to, day 1000 or something to get done, but in particular today, I'm thinking we need to work on upgrades as well as some villager breeding or trading hall. Not fully, but at least some of that, and there's a reason for that. If we jump into FreeCam, we can see that I started building the space on this island. And currently, we're just right up here at the end of it. We're connected to this side for another portal a little bit, but there's a lot more space that we can use, and I intend to. The only problem is, it takes a lot to move this much dirt, if I want it to be level with the rest of this, that is. And we did get a diamond shovel last time, but it's only efficiency 2, doesn't even have unbreaking, mending, anything like that. And I think that's going to be our first task of the day. I want an ideal diamond shovel. To me, that means mending, unbreaking 3, efficiency 5, maybe silk touch, but that last one isn't really necessary. So you know what that means. We are going to have to start working with our villager plebs and get ourselves a shovel that we can use to move all of this dirt from this point right here all the way to the very end of this island, right where, well, I'm kind of running out of render distance there, but it's right around here. All of that space can then be used for the other things that we're going to be doing today, which are going to be different kinds of farms, structures, and potentially things that are suggestions from you in the comments. All that being said, we are going to grab a couple things before we head over to the village, and this is not going to be anything official as far as building a trading hall. We're just going to kind of do this there since it's only for one tool that we need this, and then in the future, we're going to upgrade, get them all over here, trading hall. You get the idea. So we want to grab a couple lecterns. I'll bring some books too, just in case. I do have some leftover emeralds that we'll bring with. And I've actually got a lot of leftover sticks here. I'll bring, I'll bring a bit of the spruce, but I think we do have some over there as well. So we'll leave a lot of this here for building. All right, meet you over there in the village by the plebs. Hey, look at that. They're right where we left them. And this is right where we left it too. So my hope is this shouldn't be too bad. Of course, it's going to be now that I said that. But my plan was just continue with stick trades with these Fletchers that we set up last time. And then because we've kind of almost accidentally captured a couple extra villagers in here, I figure we just use lecterns to get 3 librarians. 1 for mending, 1 for unbreaking 3, 1 for efficiency 5. And that's kind of it. We should be done at that point. I make it sound so easy, don't I? Well, let's start with a few stick trades. My, that didn't take long. Day 1, it's already raining. Gotta be a good omen, right? Jupiter favors us. And actually, we'll need 1 more lectern. I found these 2. I forget where, but I found them in the last video. So if we need to make 1 more, that is pretty simple. We can use all the books we have to make ourselves a bookshelf. Grab ourselves some slabs, put them like that, and easy. 3rd lectern. Ah, beautiful. We got rid of the rain. There's a rainbow. Everybody's happy. So, here comes the fun part. We try to get, there's 1, actually let's just do 1 at a time so I don't get confused. You can hopefully be our mending boy and hopefully offer bookshelves and a book trade that we want. You will notice that I'm using trade cycling. It's just so much easier. All you have to do is click here, you get an updated trade rather than having to break and re-put down the job block. So that's mainly for my sanity. And I'm going to have to be very strong because I'm sure that you are going to offer me things that I want, but don't necessarily need right now. And we'll have plenty of time. We don't... I really want that. Sharpness 5 for 21. No, we're going to be strong. I'm coming back for all of these things. Eventually, we're going to have a full, librarian-specific build. It's going to be full of them. We're definitely coming back to that. For now, we are single-minded. We want mending. We want unbreaking 3, we want efficiency 5. And at a decent price would be pretty good too. Ooh, yeah, see what I'm saying? Efficiency 4 for 53, way too much. Do I look like I'm made out of emeralds to you? Ooh, okay, unbreaking 3, 22. That is acceptable to me, especially because we only need 1 right now. So let's do it. Unbreaking 3, thank you, sir. I'm sure we will be back for you, but for now, we need a 2nd. There you are. So now we're down to mending and efficiency 5. Mending for 28 down to 27, that seems a little steep to me. I'm pretty sure it could go as low as 10, so I think we hold out for a better trade. There's efficiency 5, but it's for 56 emeralds. That is too expensive, but I am going to lock this in because I only need to buy it once, and then we can probably just get a better trade in the future for all the other efficiency 5s that we need. Or, you know, at least we have the choice. So I'm doing it. Efficiency 5, just one trade. Rip off. Okay, last up, we need a mending boy. That's you, Sideburns, or Mutton Chops, or whatever we're calling you. Well, there's Silk Touch, but I don't think we really need it. At least not now. Not yet. Oh, you're messing with me now. Now it's even more expensive. 35 for mending. Nope, we're holding out. I want a better trade. Okay, there's another one. Mending for 21. That might not even be that much better than the first time we saw it. I can't even remember what it was because it's been a bit now. But I'm also getting tired of this. So I think for now we do this. Eventually, same thing. We might get a cheaper one in the future. But that's the last book we needed. Which means our job here is done with the plebs. Excuse me. Personal space. Oh, there we go. That is all we need for our top tier shovel. We've already got the diamond shovel here. We just need to take it back and enchant it. We're off to a very good start, citizen. In case you did miss the first 100 days video, and if you did, how dare you, go back and watch that. But if you did, I cleared a lot of this land with stone shovels because I is not smart. Eventually I used the diamond shovel, but yeah, it took a very long time. That's why I'm just, first thing, I just really want a very, very good shovel to do this. Oh, and I nearly forgot, you might notice it lags over here. That's because, yeah, we're kind of overflowing in the bovine department here, so we're gonna have to, actually, right now, before we go anywhere else, let's fix the lag. Oop, almost forgot. We should breed them first, then we'll take out the adults. This has gotta be helping. We do it until I can see the ground. Could also get a food upgrade by doing this. Okay, I think that's better. And we'll have to do the same over here, unfortunately. Okay, that should be better. Yeah. Still slows a little bit, but not nearly as bad as before. Also, look at all the goodies that we got. I'm definitely cooking up some steak. I'm tired of bread. Too many carbs. Must get protein. Okay, now... Oh, wait. Do I have a grindstone? Don't think I set one up yet, but I do have them here. Get that put in right here. We've got this diamond shovel. We're going to take off the efficiency 2 just because there's no purpose when we are putting efficiency 5 on there. So we'll grab that. And then let's try to see what the cheapest way to do this would be. So that's 5 levels. If we swap them 2 levels, that sounds good to me. I don't know why it does that, but I always just try to check if we're combining things, what's the cheapest level cost. And then for example, like if we did this with the last book, that's 4. If we swap them, it costs 8. No idea why. But that's exactly what we're looking for. Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, and Mending on an enchanted book. Then for the diamond shovel, yeah, pretty expensive, 13, but honestly, look at that shovel. It is so worth it. Ah, wait, we have to name it. I think we're gonna have to bring back a classic. Welcome back, Scooby-Doo. It's fitting that that's the first thing we name in a new hardcore world. Love it. Okay, now I know that I've still got a very large job ahead of me with all this terraforming, but I just want to see if I can immediately feel a difference. And obviously we're going to have to heal this thing up before we're done, but I figure I could just head back to the villagers and use the trades to heal it back up. So I remember how it felt last time. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much an insta-break. This is going to be huge. That is just worlds better than what I was doing before. All right, well, I think that means we are ready for our first time-lapse of the day. My goal, once again, is to bring all of this to the same level as our base so that we've got an entire island to work with for the day. And then I'm not quite sure down here, I just don't like the way this is set up. I'm either going to connect the two lands or continue digging through so the river goes through that way. I'm not quite sure yet. And then I also might end up flattening this island that's next to us and using it with like a bridge in between. It just depends on how much we end up building today, to be honest with you. But first, we have to take this out. You're going to get that as a time lapse and our first Roman fact of the day. Enjoy! Last video, we discussed the founding of Rome from Romulus and Remus through the 7 kings to the transition to a republic, and the writing of the 12 tables of Roman laws. Today we'll focus on Rome's rise from a local city-state to the dominant power of the Italian peninsula. Before we start, I have to say, these terraforming sequences are a lot of work. I spent a few hours at least doing this, but it's so worth it when I see the resulting cinematic shots. I love a good terraforming time-lapse, and I hope you do as well. So satisfying. Anyway, let's begin. Just as Rome was finding its footing, disaster struck. A tribal army of Gauls, led by the chieftain Brennus, swept down from the north and crushed the Roman army. They occupied and looted the city, leaving it in ruins. Legend says that when the Romans complained about the gold scales being rigged for their ransom, Brennus threw his heavy sword onto the scale and declared, "Vae victis," woe to the conquered. This trauma ensured Rome would never be caught off guard again. We'll do some more Roman facts, but first a quick update on the terraforming project. As I was wrapping up with the dirt, it occurred to me that I would need to move quite a bit of stone as well. We did just go through the effort of getting librarians, so yeah, why not? Let's get the same enchantments on a pickaxe so we can work on all this stone. As we work on that, we can move on to our next Roman fact. After the Gauls nearly destroyed the city, a leader named Marcus Furius Camillus realized the old way of fighting wasn't working. He abandoned the rigid Greek-style phalanx and reorganized the army into maniples, smaller, flexible units that could move like units with joints, essentially. This change allowed the Roman legions to fight effectively on uneven, hilly terrain. Camillus is often called the second founder of Rome because his military genius saved the city from extinction. It looks like we have time for one more fact before our terraforming is wrapped up. In 312 BCE, the Romans began a project that would change the world, the Appian Way. This was the first of their famous long-distance paved roads, stretching from Rome to Capua, and eventually to the coast. It wasn't built for tourists. It was a military highway designed to move legions and supplies at lightning speed. It was so well engineered with layers of stone and gravel that parts of it are still walkable today, over 2,300 years later. I'll be honest with you, citizen, that took longer than I anticipated. It's absolutely worth it, and I love seeing a blank canvas like this that we can work with. But I think that's a first. I blew through about 20 days fully in cinematic mode. But we are ready. Look at all of this space. And for the future, now we have Scooby-Doo, as well as Jupiter's Delabra. Now there is some bad news. For this next part, I am unfortunately going to have to use my brain. Always a dangerous thought. Essentially, I have a list of a couple farms that I want to build out here, related to villagers. I went and took the dimensions of what I think each of these is going to take, and essentially we need to go and mark out where all of the farms are going to be, and I want it to fit nicely with what we have here. So essentially right there, there's going to be a road leading out, and I want everything branching off of that. And actually, the island does slant slightly over this way, so it might be a good idea to angle the road out so that it goes right down the center. But that's why we're doing planning for this next part. Unsurprisingly, we picked up lots of dirt and cobblestone during that last project, and I was cooking up a bit of the cobble. I had to make more chests, and I actually used a lot of dirt to refill in the area, almost 2 double chests, but now, like I said, we've got lots and lots of cobble as well. Some of that I have been cooking into stone, and I think I'll use that to mark out some of these paths. But let's actually turn that into stone brick. It's a bit prettier. And I have 4 farms in mind that I want to start with because the 2 other ones that I'm hoping to do in this video, I don't know if they'll actually fit on the island, but that's fine because I don't want them close to anything else. We'll explain a bit more about that when we get closer to building those. But for now, I want to build a villager breeder, an auto carrot farm, an auto potato farm, and then potentially auto wheat and beetroot, though I'm not sure about those ones. But I do think we'll do auto melon and pumpkin. So basically villagers and lots of produce. That way we can trade with farmers in the future. All right, so let's get this marked out. That I think will be a decent start. And I tried to leave enough space that all of these can be individual farms, but they have space around them to be built up so that once it's complete, we can cover it with something that looks a bit nicer than, the farm would just look by itself. And probably easier to look at the map for this, so if we open this up, where you see the stone bits, that's going to be the way the road will follow. So from here, it's going to go to this point, angle over to here, then go straight down the middle, sort of our own Appian Way there. And then where you see the wood, that's going to be some of the initial farms. So for each of those, for example, down at the very end, nearest to the village, that's where I have marked out a space for a villager breeder. So this area will be the villager breeder, and I'm not sure about the orientation. That might change because I'd like it if, well, I guess I'm not sure. I need to think about it, but essentially I'm thinking when the villager breeder is done, there will be like a minecart system that can dispense them out. And I'm leaving this area open right here because I was thinking we could maybe do like a curing and infecting area over here for better trades, and then it could launch them, from there. So it just kind of, it's almost like an assembly line of creating villagers, infecting and curing, and then pushing them down to be ready for trades. On the other side, we're going to start generating things that we would be using for trading. So for example, a carrot farm that automatically collects them for us. Same thing for potatoes. And then further on, the same sort of thing would be for pumpkins and melons. They work a little bit differently, but same sort of concept. If I do end up wanting to do a wheat or beetroot farm, there's still plenty of space over here that I think we could fill up with it, just so all the produce stuff is on one side. And then, like I said, we're leaving this open so we can do an infecting and curing area or, whatever else. The other two farms I had in mind were an iron farm and a creeper farm for gunpowder. And they do need a lot more space, so I was thinking that could be our first thing that moves off the island, and probably higher up, so maybe even up on top of that, because we want them further away from the other villager business, because we don't want iron golems spawning outside of the farm. Same thing for the creeper farm. It actually might not be a bad idea to do something really cool like over this area here, just because there won't be as many mob spawns in that area. I could build it way high in the sky, like a floating island with a creeper farm inside, and that would just be over this area here. But don't hold me to that, because there are other things we could do with a river biome, like a, a drowned farm. So I've still got to decide on that one. Anyway, we've got plenty of work to do over here first. And I think it makes the most sense to start with the villager breeder. That way it can start working. It takes a while for the villagers to, make baby plebs and have them grow up, and thank you for the rain, I appreciate it. Actually, that's fine. I'm going to spend some time going and collecting the items that we're going to need for a villager breeder, and by that time, I'm sure the rainy day will be over. So give me a minute, I'll do that, and I probably will also look into what we want to build our roadway out of. I don't know if I'll do that first or last, but either way. We'll make some decisions, and yeah, I'll get back to you when it's sunny out again. And there goes the rainy day. Beautiful. And I have to say, this is one of the things I really enjoy about doing a series instead of just abandoning something after 100 days. All the stuff we collected last time, I didn't have to go and, try to find all these things. I was just 100% ready to go because I spent the first 100 days getting a lot of the materials I might need. So this should be everything that we're looking for to build a villager breeder. And can I hold everything in one inventory, pretty please? Oh, so close. Shouldn't need the charcoal for now. Let's just put that in there. Okay. I'll also mention, usually when I'm doing these, unless it's just I know something from memory so well, I use tutorials for these farms, so that's going to be the case here. I'm going to be using tutorials for each of these, and assuming I remember, I'm going to put links to all of those in the description below if you'd like to build the same farms that you're seeing here. So I'll start by following the tutorial, building the villager breeder, and then once it's done, we can talk through some of the mechanics of it and how we think things are going to work for us. And then we have the fun job of trying to get the guys over here into the breeder, which actually isn't as bad now because you can actually put them in boats and attach it to a lead. I forget which update they allowed that in, but it does make things a lot easier. So let's build the villager breeder. And while we do that, we can continue our journey through Roman history. As the city's population exploded, the Tiber River became too polluted to drink. In the same year the Appian Way began, the censor Appius Claudius Caecus built the Aqua Appia, Rome's first aqueduct. Most of it was buried underground to protect the water from enemies during wartime. This was the start of Rome's obsession with public health and engineering, eventually leading to massive stone arches that we still associate with the Roman skyline. If I'm not mistaken, that should do it. We don't have villagers in here yet, but I believe that's exactly what we want. So we need to get villagers in here. One of them will take the farmer job, which means they can feed themselves. I don't have to keep throwing carrots in, which is good. That'll make it fully automated. They should be able to link to the beds that you see over here, which means they will continue to breed. And adult villagers shouldn't be able to fit through here because of that trapdoor, but the babies should run to try to get to the beds. They'll fall down into this hole where water will push them along, and then when they get here, I think as soon as they grow up, that's when they'll be able to hit this water up here, get pulled upwards, and land right there. That point, I think, should be low enough so that when we press this button, and we have a minecart in here, it should launch it along, and when they get to that point, it'll pick up a villager, assuming they're there, and land them right here. And that sends them out to be processed. And actually, well, no, that's fine. I've got plenty of space. I was hoping it would come out in that direction, but all we have to do is turn this from there and we're good to go. So now the fun part, we need to get villagers in here. So let's grab boats and leads. Oh, also, I don't know that we have villagers without jobs over there, which is what I was hoping. We'll have to check. I mean, if not, there's lots of villages around here. It wouldn't be terrible to get some from over there, or that one would be kind of a pain, but we'll get it figured out. Never fear, citizen. And actually, we should only need 2, so 1 boat, 1 lead should be plenty. And come to think of it, even if there aren't unemployed villagers over there we can take, I could always just take the Fletchers. Those are easy enough to replace. Getting the 2 we want in a boat is going to be the hard part. I guess technically 2. Isn't there a nitwit? Yeah, we could take the nitwit. That would work. Now, how are we going to do this? Maybe if I put it like this? Can I put it on a fence? Can I not? I can't. Can I row it onto a fence? No? Can you guys get in? No? I thought it might work through a fence. Does it not? Okay. Plan B. Put it there and allow 1 or 2 to escape? You guys wanna... No, not you. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Although technically we don't need you anymore. Maybe for the axes. I guess that's fine if we could get the... No, come on. Let's get the nitwit out here. Oh, no, don't be afraid. I know I'm holding an axe, but it's fine. I promise you. Here. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, ooh, okay. That was close. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world just to jump in there and do trades if we need to with this guy, but honestly, I don't think we'll need any more of these trades. We shall have more toolsmiths in the future, but those 2 should do. Now we just need to drag you all the way back home. So no funny business. Right through here, nice little row through the pond, and then, come on, jump up, jump up. There we go. See what I'm saying? This used to be so difficult, and now you can just kind of drag them along in a boat. So much better. Oh, wait. No, this won't work. Oh, I'm dumb. We need one of them to be a farmer, and he's already locked in, and he can't take a job. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. All right, plan B. I manually feed these 2 once they're in there. They'll start creating some villagers, then we swap out 2, like, new villagers with these 2. Extra steps, but it'll work. Up you go. Up you go. Come on, come on. You can make it. Yes. Now, can I get you guys up here without much, incident? Nope, don't go. Oh, that's what I didn't want to do. Okay, whatever. We'll fix it. Did one of you steal a carrot? I think one of them stole a carrot. Little scamps. Okay, let's get the hitboxes on. And then I'm gonna have to escape quickly once we break the boat, which looks like right there. Nope. No, 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 no. Nobody follow me. Okay, let's get them some carrots. See, this is why we did all of that harvesting last time. In fact, I could take a bunch because we're about to automate carrots. Oh, by the way, yes, it is kind of a pain running back and forth because this is already starting to be a bit of a large area. But I was looking at some of your comments when I asked for suggestions, and a couple that came up were transportation systems, like if we built an aqueduct and then did ice in there, taking boats like that. So eventually, that's not a terrible idea for this type of area here. Along the roadways, we could just have like an aqueduct system next to it and then fast travel, essentially. Might take us a bit to get there, but eventually not a bad idea. Okay, what are you guys doing over there, you creeps? You want to come here, grab some carrots? Oh, I can replant that as well. Look, follow the carrots, geniuses. There you go. How many can you take? That should be a bunch. Now, please create babies for me. Thank you. And then, like I said, once we have a few in here, we'll just have a minecart rail that, like, wraps back around and shoots them into here, and we'll release these 2 into the wild, or at least bring them back to the villager zoo over there. All right, let's just confirm this is working, and then we can start working on probably some of the... Well, we need villagers for all of these, but we could build them. That way it's just loading them up with villagers once we're ready to go. They're just kind of staring at each other intently, rubbing nosies. Oh, there you go. That's what it does. Little nosy rubs. That's what does the trick. And villager baby, please. Any day now. Hey, there we go. Then you go into there. You get dragged along in the water. Should end up right in that spot. And then once you grow up, that should launch you right into that spot. Which means I think this thing is working. And we should load up because, like I said, we'll need total for what we're doing. Rain again? Really? Oh well, it's almost night. We'll need 2 to replace in here. We'll need 3 per farm here. So that's 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 3 is 8. Don't need any for these, so at least 8 to get us started. Shouldn't be too bad. All right, so we'll just confirm when the villager grows up, it ends up in the right spot for the minecart pickup system over here. And I will probably start looking into what we need to use to build these next couple farms. We're making progress. This should be all that we need for the 2 different farms for carrots and potatoes. So I'm going to bring a chest over there and we'll just put everything there because I don't think, right? I'm not going to be... Ooh, actually, okay, never mind. I can carry everything. Okay, so I will get the carrot and potato farms set up. Hopefully by that time we'll have at least a couple villagers ready over here. Looks like we have 2 in the hopper here, figuratively. So we'll leave them to grow up, and we'll get started on these next 2 farms. For over 50 years, Rome fought a brutal series of 3 wars against the Samnites, a tough mountain people from the central Apennines. These weren't easy victories. At the Battle of the Caudine Forks, the Romans were trapped and forced to surrender, suffering the ultimate humiliation of passing under the yoke. However, Rome's sheer persistence eventually wore the Samnites down, making Rome the undisputed master of central Italy. It looks like we have our first villager ready to go here, and we also have our carrot and potato farms sort of primed. Just not running yet, because we don't have the villagers, obviously, but for this guy, all I did was made a little minecart path to go around here, because once we have 2, like I said, we'll replace the ones that are in there. So let's test this out. If I do that, it should pick the guy up. Hey, you're... oh, sitting down. Do they always sit down, or do they awkwardly stand up? I don't know, maybe I'm imagining things, I don't know, but once we have a second ready, we'll do that again. We'll have them in line here. Then all I have to do is break this wall and then push them in, and I'll just let these guys out into a boat or something, and we can move them back over to the village. In fact, I'm pretty sure the 2 guys in there are probably tapped by now. We've got something like 4 or 5 villagers waiting in there, so let's just get them out now and save me the trouble later, which I'm hoping is as easy as putting down a boat right here and breaking a couple blocks so they think they have freedom, which obviously they do not. Oh, yeah, freedom! What? Oh, that you tried to fool me. I thought he was going to be able to get out. Do you want to follow your friend? Look, over here. Free boat rides. Excitement. Thrills. Not being stuck in a boat for the rest of your life. Oh, we've got number 2 ready to go. So that means you. Come on, let's go. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, come on. Get in the boat. Get in the... oh, keep moving. Keep moving. A little bit more. Why aren't you getting in? Get in the boat. What? How are you? I mean, we don't need you. You're just, he's a nitwit, but how did he not get in the boat? Now do you want to get in? Are you... maybe he has to want to get in? Look, I can get in. Can you get... oh, no, 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 no. No, none of that out here. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Not allowed. You were supposed to take care of that business inside. Nope. Come on, come on. None of that happening. Nope. Okay, good. Haha. They actually listened for once. Imagine that. Okay, we're gonna put you guys back at the village. Then we'll move in our new villagers. Not the easiest thing to do. It's like walking the opposite of what you think you'd have to walk as if I want to watch them and walk at the same time. So come up here. Yep. Nope. Bit backwards. Then we just run and jump. And I broke the lead. Try that again. Just keep jumping, maybe? Yep, they're right there. Come on. Come on. Come on, you can make it. No, they fell off. Ugh. Okay, you know what? I'm happy to deal with that later. You're back. You're safe. Enjoy being back and safe. I got work to do. Okay, so now we should be able to break these 2. Get an extra one there. Nope, no. I knew you were going to try to do that. Push you in. Make sure the next guy is going to have room, so you just kind of head over here. And we've got a guy waiting, so one more button press with that. Picks him up, brings him around, you go directly in. Everybody happy. Okay, now, guess we block that back off. F3B to get hitboxes. We break out both of you. One of you is going to be a farmer, beautiful. Then they should start sharing carrots amongst themselves and start making more babies. No, don't look over here. Nothing's happening over here. You guys just, yeah. Welcome to eternity. This is the rest of your lives. You serve a purpose in Rome. Okay, this is fully done, fully automated, except for the decorating, which I'm going to do later. But perfect. That is excellent. We'll reload this with the minecarts, and then from that point forward, we just have to wait for 6 to be ready, because we need 1 villager on each side to work as the farmers, and 1 in the middle, and I'm just realizing I never actually explained what these do. Pretty self-explanatory. We have a villager in the middle here standing on these hoppers, and then because there's farmers on either side collecting carrots, or in this case potatoes, plebs love to share, so once their inventory's full on either side, they start throwing potatoes or carrots to the guy in the middle, but these fences stop them. They don't have very powerful throwing arms, so fences stop the throw, land in the hopper, get put into a chest that's underneath here, and then for now we can manually just run down there and collect everything that ends up in here, but eventually that's going to be automated so that things come out into a central like point right here, and there's a just easier collection point. I don't know for sure yet, but eventually that's the goal. Oh, we got cats now. We must be officially a village. Okay, so we are just going to continue making progress because I'm feeling good about how much progress we're making, and that means we have to start looking into what I need for pumpkin and melon farms. And I do know that we need tons and tons of pistons. So lots of iron, lots of redstone, hopefully not an issue. And I think also observers. So once again, hopefully not an issue. I did collect another quartz when we were in the nether. So I'll probably look into that for a bit while we wait for these guys to all grow up so we can fill up these 2 farms. But once that's done, just to reiterate, we'll have unlimited villagers, unlimited carrots, unlimited potatoes, melons, pumpkins, and then I have to decide if I want to set up a infecting and curing area here or if I want to just start making some farmers to trade with, because I was sick of running over there and working with the Fletchers on and off. Much rather have the farmers here. They're actually more efficient to trade with if you can get the right unlocks on their trades. And they're growing up in here, so that's great. I'm going to let that continue to run. I'm going to go get some more materials, and we are going to continue making progress. I am starting to run dangerously low on iron, so that's, well, I've got a bit here. It's not great, and I'm guessing I'm actually going to run out by the time I get what I need. I had to make a lot of rail. Powered rail, more hoppers, things like that, but I haven't even started on the observers or pistons yet. I need 40 of each per farm, so 80 total of each. Wow, yeah, okay. We're gonna need some more iron. Iron farm was on the list today, but it wasn't what I started with. Although, I mean, we could just do that before this if we wanted to make life easy for ourselves. Let me have a think about it. Because actually, come to think of it, what was the other one? Observer? We're not going to have enough nether quartz either. I have 18. I need 80. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I think I see a nether trip in our future, because we need that and some additional glowstone, actually. Is it possible to be a bit safer when we're there? I have 14 diamonds. I can make a bit of diamond armor. I did find additional diamonds down in the mine, but I was waiting until we had fortune on a tool to get them, and I don't yet. This always trips me up. In what order should we do things? Because like I said, we could, well, I guess I could wait long enough, if we free cam it real quick, to get some additional plebs here. You've got to be kidding me. I'm not joking. It's rained 5 times in this 10-day span. Half of the days have been rainy days. That's ridiculous. But anyway, we could wait until we have 6. We could fill these so that they're working while we work on other things, and then I can hold off on these 2 farms and do an iron farm instead, since we need so much iron for these. Then the only other thing we would need would be going to the nether for some additional nether quartz. But that would mean I need to rack my brain and actually think about where I want an iron farm, because it does have to be higher up, and it has to be far away from these villagers so they don't spawn iron golems over there. But I always want it within simulation distance so that it's always running. So something like, you know, up here or up over there. Actually, it might look nice up here on this grove. Okay, I have things to think about, and once again, we have to wait out the rainy day, so I will let you know what I come up with. I think I came up with a revised task list, and now that we have more villagers ready, that's going to begin by filling in these 2 farms. Once we've done that, I think we'll use the next villager just to make 1 more librarian so I can add fortune to my pickaxe. Then we can head to the nether and do some collecting for some things that I'm going to need for the next couple farms. And finally, we are going to work on the iron farm after that before we get on to the pumpkin and the melon farms. That way the iron farm can run for a bit while we basically just get the last few things that we need for those. That should work pretty well, so why don't we get these ready to be filled? And that's going to be getting a villager in the center of each, so we'll just get this set up so it's nice and easy, and 1 in here as well. So to start, we should pretty easily be able to get 1 into here. So if we do that, automatically grab 1, bring it right into this spot, and then I guess more difficult, we have to break this and immediately run for it. So you be good, don't try to get out, thank you very much. Perfect. Same thing on the other side. I love this rail system. That's just so much easier than trying to move them by other means. Same thing, be good, don't try to escape. Thank you very much. He tried, ooh. And finally, we get 1 in the center, which that should just go right in. Actually, it might not make the, oh, minecarts. That would help, but yeah, we might not make that final incline, but we'll just try to keep up with it and push if we need to. Go, go, go. Oh, easy. Definitely made it. Okay, perfect. Now we just... Where's the hitbox? Right there? Yeah, we break that. Okay, nice. Now we just grab the minecart and do the same thing for the other side. Might just have to wait for... Oh no, we do have a villager in there now. Okay, perfect. We have enough. Last guy, and then we'll be automating both carrots and potatoes, and that will run as we work on these other things. Can you feel the efficiency, citizen? The automation. Okay, so next up, we wait for 1 of these to grow up. If I could angle it right, there we go. There's 2 down there, so when 1 grows up, we'll bring it out and turn it into a librarian to get fortune, which means we need a lectern, a book, and some emeralds. All of that's easy to do. We're no stranger to it. We've done it 100 times. 1 more lectern, 1 book, emeralds, good to go. Oh, by the way, if you notice this, because of all the rain, I was a bit worried, so I put a lightning rod here, because then hopefully all of our exposed villagers wouldn't get struck by lightning and turned into witches. I'm hoping this will soak it all up, just in case. There we go, we just got our villager to grow up. So temporarily, I'm just going to put him right here. Like I said before, eventually all the librarians are going to have their own area. But for now, you are going to be right here. Now, we just find a decent Fortune 3 trade. No, not Fortune 1. We want Fortune 3. And I think you know that, pleb. Of course, now I'm getting other things too, like super cheap mending books, but that's not why we're here. This guy's messing with me. He keeps giving me this too. Super cheap silk touch. Stop it. There we go. Fortune 3 for 20, we will do it. That works for me. Thank you, sir. Let's go slap this on the pickaxe, and then we can head to the nether. But actually, looking at myself, we could probably get some diamond armor before we head there, just to be safe. Not a full set, but some. Hopefully we have enough levels. I don't think it would be more than 20. If we do pickaxe plus fortune, yeah, 9 levels to add fortune 3 to that. I'm a fan. Let's do it. And then with the diamonds that we have, I think we could probably just get a chest plate. 6 left. Yeah, let's get that. And then I can't do pants. I could do boots. Yeah, why not? Fancy boots. So we'll swap those out, get a bit fancier and a bit more protected. Do I want to put on a helmet, a golden helmet while we're there? I typically don't do that. Maybe it's worthwhile. I don't know. Because then piglins shouldn't attack you if you're wearing a gold bit of armor, but yeah, I don't know. I just never bother. We'll try it this time. Oh, and by the way, the reason we're going, for the iron farm, we need soul soil or soul sand, as well as soul campfires. So we need to get a bunch of that, but also tons and tons of nether quartz because we need that for the pumpkin and melon farms. All right, wish me luck. Up our bridge and into the nether. Also, in case you missed it last time, this is crazy. The nether portal that we got just at our first instance of coming into the nether is right next to an enormous bastion, and just beyond that is another fortress. So kind of just crazy luck with that. So I think what we'll do is just kind of anywhere we see this, we'll collect as much as we can, which should be more now because of fortune. I forget how much is at home, but we need 80 total, which shouldn't be too difficult. And then some glowstone wouldn't hurt as well. Like I said, I never do this with the gold, so am I just like friends with these guys now? Are they all my buddies? Hey friends, don't mind me, just collecting stuff. That is enough nether quartz. Now we need to find soul sand. Whoop, I didn't even mean to go in here. There is a wither skeleton over there. Alright, let's take care of this. Ooh, one shot, really? Wow, not what I'm looking for anyway. It looks like we might have what we need right over there. Yep, perfect. I will take a bunch, please. About a stack should be plenty. There we go, that'll do it. Last thing is a bit more glowstone if we could manage, and actually, that should be pretty easy to collect. No silk touch yet, but once again, fortune I think should help with this. I think I only needed like 8, maybe? Oh yeah, that'll be plenty. Awesome. That's everything we need. Could have been worse. Although I should probably wait to say that until we're safely back home. Kind of a nice way to heal up your pickaxe anyway, mining these. So why not? Alright, not too bad. Let's head back home. Just in time for the rain. Surprise, surprise. So this goes in here. More glowstone and nether quartz in there. And then I think we're just about ready for the iron farm. I just need to convert a bit of this because we need only 4 actual pieces and then 25 campfires. I only feel slightly bad for our plebs out there who have no coverage from the rain, but I don't think they mind. Oh, and that's the other thing. I need 28 hoppers. I have nowhere near enough iron, so I think we're gonna have to do what we always do. Build an iron farm to get iron to finish building the iron farm. Oh, I need lava too. I have 1 bucket, I need 2, so speaking of using the last little bit of iron that I have, I'll go grab some extra lava. Then I think we'll have everything that we need. There is lava over here, so I'll go grab that, but also a note, this is a pretty complex iron farm that I found, but it should have excellent rates, so that's the reason I chose it. But it is going to take me a while to build. I could have done this in the nether, I just didn't think to. This is easy enough anyway, and boop. Alright, I think we have everything we need. I also decided I do think I want to do it up top, over on that hill, just so we can have our first sort of elevated build. And it should be isolated enough to give it still pretty good rates and not spawn golems down here by all my stuff. So what I'll do, I'll take the rainy day to move all of this stuff up there, because I'm assuming once again I'm probably going to need to put a chest up there because I won't be able to fit all of this in my inventory. And then we should be ready to go tomorrow actually building this thing, which will once again probably be a time lapse. Oh, and I'm going to have to figure out a way, probably just attached to this bridge. And then maybe we'll have it like take a turn here and wind its way up there, because obviously I don't want to have to run up kind of just bouncing up every time without an easier way up. Yeah, this would be a pain every time. And up here, oh, look at that. There's a beehive up here. All that searching we did last video was kind of unnecessary. Oh well. But this should be a good spot. Plenty of space. I'll probably flatten it out just a little bit, but I think this will do. And it nicely overlooks the base too. Look at that. Okay, so I will put all this stuff up here. Go get the rest, move it up. Then I'll probably do a bit of terraforming and we'll get started on this build. But that is all going to be time-lapse for you. Enjoy, citizen! When Rome began pushing into southern Italy, the Greek city of Tarentum called for the help of King Pyrrhus of Epirus, a world-class general who brought war elephants to Italy. Pyrrhus won his battles, but his losses were so heavy that he famously said, "One more such victory, and I am undone." This gave us the term Pyrrhic victory. Pyrrhus eventually retreated, realizing that while he could win battles, he couldn't break the Roman will to keep fighting. Looks like we have time for another fact. Early on, Rome had to deal with its own cousins, the neighboring Latin tribes. After a final revolt ended in 338 BCE, Rome did something revolutionary. Instead of just destroying their enemies, they offered many of them partial citizenship. This Roman confederation created a massive pool of loyal manpower. By turning defeated enemies into junior partners, Rome ensured that whenever it lost a battle, it had thousands of fresh soldiers ready to step in. And there is our first iron farm built. Notice I don't say done because it's not done, but quite imposing, isn't it? I'm sure you can guess, but the reason it's not done is because each one of these beds needs a villager on it, and each boat needs a zombie. So, incredibly, that is, 24 villagers and 4 zombies. Usually when I build an iron farm, you're talking maybe 3 villagers, 1 zombie. So yeah, unfortunately the hardest part is yet to come. Also, I made a bit of an error in the logistical planning of this, and I'm trying to correct it over here. Well, I'll show that in a second. The other thing, you'll notice I've got dirt down here. We talked about it. I don't have enough hoppers, so once this thing is running, I'm just going to hope that we can get a lot into the hoppers and use that to replace the dirt bits with more hoppers. But anyway, that is for when it is running. So you may have noticed I said we need lots and lots of villagers, 24 of them. And we have the villager breeder, but you can maybe see where the issue is coming in. That is a long way away, and that much rail, we don't have iron for that, for one, and that's just so long away, and I'm noticing now it's not loaded. That kind of stinks. This will not have been loaded while I was working on this, and I did not even think about that, but anyway, that's way too far. So I decided that's too far to try to get villagers from that villager breeder over to here to activate it, so that's why I set up this. A very impressive dirt hut that sits on top of this hill, and 2 villagers kidnapped or, conscripted, volunteered, to come in here. So lots of villagers, lots of beds. I'm gonna go get tons and tons of carrots, and I think I'll probably just AFK for like an hour. Or maybe we'll work on something, I don't know, but I just want all of the villagers here. Hopefully we can get about 24. Start loading them up into the beds there, which apparently they won't jump off of. I have my doubts, but we'll see. And then we can worry about the zombies after that, because I can just tell this is going to be an absolute nightmare to try to stock up, but you could also probably tell because of the way it looks, this thing will be super efficient, so I am looking forward to that. So for now, we take the little water channel that I've been using to get up and down. We find out how many carrots I have left in storage. Yeah, apparently I used them all. Or no, don't I have some over here? What I was gonna say is we get whatever's in storage, then we could also come over here and do a full harvest. I could technically also use potatoes, I just don't really like to mix them together. Either way, this will give us a start. Yeah, a little over 3 stacks, definitely a start. And then, I just want to be sure, I'm pretty sure this wasn't running, but I've got to check. Hey guys, were you collecting anything for me? Oh, hey! It either was running or I just hadn't checked it, and okay, great. Well, that's good news. I wasn't expecting that. Got some potatoes too. Perfect. Okay, those are running. I'm happy about that. This, I think, has been running. Yeah, maybe not as fast, but it is running. And now we have this new imposing structure up at the top of the hill, which, yes, pretty much everything I need to actually design something around. And I'm thinking about it, but that's probably going to be closer to the end of the video because I want all these things running as we design it. So let's head back up top. We'll share a couple stacks with these plebs. I think 2 should get them started. Well, you got to share though. Oh, I don't know if that guy's going to share. Here you go. Nope, stop, take. Oh, okay. Thought he was taking all of them. That should get them started. I don't know how many I have here. About 15, so we'll probably have to do maybe half of the farm. Oh, looks like we're getting started now. So yeah, half of it, and then the other half, so 12 and 12. This is going to take a while, for sure. But we are getting started. So I'm going to just, maybe we'll drop a couple more. I think I will AFK for a little bit. And then once we have, I don't know, at least 6 villagers, we'll start getting them moved into the farm. And we can start thinking about the zombies. But honestly, we'll probably wait until the very end for zombies because it's going to be a nightmare trying to get villagers up there if they're afraid of zombies. All right, we're making progress. Onward. I have had a busy few nights. I kind of just stayed up, did some mob hunting, collecting some of the resources. Then I started lighting up the area just because it was getting very busy around here and we are going to have villagers out here soon. I was also keeping a lookout for... I just saw him. Where'd he go? Yeah, these guys. We've been doing a bit of iron collecting because why not? So I've got about 23 now. I also expanded the dirt hut just so it has 24 beds total. That way, when it's full, we know we have enough villagers for all of this. And speaking of full, yeah, it's getting pretty busy in here, so I think we should be good pretty soon. Which means I'm going to go get some temporary blocks. I need a few stacks of dirt, and then we'll use that to just set up little, like, stairways that the villagers can take. And then hopefully, if we just have them sort of staged out here, if we wait for night and just release them, they should just run up there and get into the beds, I really hope. So that's the plan. Let's get a few stacks of dirt for temporary blocks and see if this works. We can also make a few more hoppers. I think this should be 4 worth that we can use. Yep. What I should have done was built the bridge up here, or stairway, whatever we're calling it, because this gets pretty old. We'll get to that. Okay, so we can put a few more in here, like 13 left, I think, plus 3, so 16. We'll get there. But anyway, it might actually be easier. The reason I built the little temporary villager breeder higher up was because I thought that would make this easier if we just kind of had a pathway from here. And if we let out 6 at a time, we can kind of just change which one we're leading them toward. Have this right in front of the beds. They should just go right to them, but I think it would make sense to make these a little bit safer. Put a kind of guardrail up along here too. Okay, what do we think of this? Could they screw that up? I mean, I'm sure they could, but that's got to make it somewhat easier for them. In fact, I could probably start letting some of these guys out. The adult ones. Hold on, let's go count them. Yeah, I just saw thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening, so that makes me think they're out of beds, which means we should have enough. I think I counted 24. It's hard to check because they keep moving around, but if that's the case, tonight, why don't we try to move the first 6 of them in, just so we could, you know, have it done. I should also probably have boats ready, just in case they escape, which they shouldn't be able to do. I feel like I gave them a pretty strict path to follow, but you never know. Alright, let's see if this works. We need 6 volunteers, so we'll just break 6 beds. And I already forgot about the boats, but now I will make a couple. Just in case. Whew, okay, cross your fingers, citizen. Let's try this. Alright, look, there's beds outside. You guys want some beds out there? Okay. Let's watch from free cam. We've got 3, 4. They must smell the beds. Everything's going good there. At least for 4 of them. Okay. 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, 4. This guy's number 5. Where is number 6? What are you doing, friend? Come on. You need some help? Look, there's a bed here. Yep, come grab it. And haha. Now go out there. Find your bed. Oh, I think he sees it. Okay, good. So we've got 3 here. This guy's the last. He's going to go there. And they're all in. Perfect. Now we need to make sure they can't escape in the morning, so we have to get rid of a lot of this temporary pathway. Just break these down, but I'm going to leave the main one over there so that we can use it for the next set of beds. Okay, they should be well and truly stuck now. I hope, anyway. But let's take a look. Is there any way they could get out of there? I don't see how. So that should be good. I really hope so. Also, this iron farm had better be worth it. See if we can get more in here. I'm tempted to try this without the guardrails because they really should not jump over the edge. Their AI should be smart enough to like, keep them on the pathway. And once they're up here, like, where else would they go? You know what? I'm gonna try it. I might regret this, but we're gonna try it. Their pathfinding should just lead them all the way up here, and I mean, at least once they're here. I'm psyching myself out. Let's just do it. All right, 6 more adults. All right, beds in a box. Open this up. Hope for the best. You guys need some encouragement. Those are pretty far away. What if I put a bed out here? Yeah, at least one is going to come out here and then lose interest. Okay. They cannot smell them from there, so maybe if I do this, yeah, then at least that guy will come out here, but if I then break it, will you see the next? Oh, let me get out of the way. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we might have to do this one at a time. Those are too far away for them to detect, so I have to give them like a midpoint, essentially. But at least he made it. We kind of proved the concept. 2 at a time. Look at us. I think this is the last 2 here, so yeah, we've proven the concept. Go on, buddy. It'll definitely work, so I think we can... Oh no! Why aren't you seeing that bed? Go on. Get the right one. Okay, good. Yeah. Once again, proving the concept. So I'm going to do that 2 more times. We have half of the farm filled with villagers. I'm going to get the other half all set. And then the truly fun part, we get to move on to the zombie and trying to get them into the boat, which I believe the idea is that it's bouncing around so that it goes in and out of the villagers' vision, which kind of just resets them a little bit. Sometimes they get stuck and they stop spawning golems, so this will just, like, continue that process. I don't know. So, I'll let you know once the villagers are finished. I think I forgot to close the door. This could be bad. No. Oh, good. They hadn't woken up yet. Okay. Yeah, that would have been bad. Villagers everywhere. Okay, now I'll let you know. Probably tomorrow night once we finish this process. I think you're the last one, buddy, and that's surprising. At the end, I thought they were trying to escape, but apparently they were all just kind of pooling down there at the bottom, but I think this is it. Last villager in bed, all of my sweet princes. Doesn't look like it until you get close because I have, what's it called? Entity something or other. Entity culling, that's what it is. So, I'll do a bit of cleanup, make sure that they can't escape in the morning, and then probably safest... Well, we could try to find zombies tonight, but I doubt we'll be able to actually get them up here. I'll just do the setup. Just kind of going to each one and making a little dirt square around it. And I'm hoping we can kind of just get zombies up here and let them chase us around this until the boat snatches them. And at the worst, maybe just, you know, stand here once it's there, like give them a little love tap and push them in. I'm not quite sure about this part, but we're going to do our best. I don't think we'll have enough time, but I'm just gonna try to do a practice run here and see what we can do, because there's a zombie right over here. It's actually 2, and I'm curious if they'll like just kind of automatically get into the boat, or if this is gonna be as difficult as I imagine it's going to be. Come here, friends. Also, there's just iron golems all over the ground, and I'm hoping that's just because we were moving the villagers, and I have all of these like spawnable blocks up here. Where are you guys going? Oh, that's right, the iron golems. Come on, better move quick, Oh, okay. So, we're gonna have to get rid of all of them first, and like I was saying, I hope that's not gonna happen once I've removed all these temporary blocks and stuff. I had imagined that I moved this hill far enough to the left so that that wouldn't be an issue anymore, but I guess we'll find out. Also, when I wasn't recording, one of these guys almost got me. I was down to like 2 hearts, I think. He only hit me once. So yeah, good reminder. They are still quite powerful. So I'll keep an eye on it. I think I cleared all of the iron golems out. I'm going to also get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. And then all that's left is waiting for tonight and hoping we can get all 4 zombies at once. Kinda stinks because it's a slow process having to wait for night and alternately day and all that sort of stuff. But I do believe this will be worth it in the end. Yep, now they're spawning up here. This is not good news. We're gonna have to really keep up with this because if one just sort of spawns and pops in as I'm trying to get a zombie up, like I said, bad news. If this continues to be a problem, I might have to go as far as, well, I guess 2 things. I could turn all of these into path blocks, so they are not spawnable blocks, or I could put just a ton of buttons down, same thing. I really don't want to do that, though. I guess we could get rid of some of the spare stuff. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do this. Actually, if you could just jump into the farm for me, that would be, like, better. Go on, down into the water. There we go. Same thing for you, buddy. Nope, into the farm. Into the farm. Beautiful. Okay, should be spawn-proof up here now, just in time. Turning to night. Let's find zombies. I see our first customer. I guess another good thing about this farm, you don't need to get them to pick up an item or name tag them or anything so they don't despawn, because they'll be in a boat, and that should keep them from despawning, so I don't have to consider those things that we normally do, which is nice. Up here, friend. Oh, I really hope this is not too bad. Right in here. Oh, what are you doing? What? What made him fall off? Stupidity, I guess? Alright, let's try again. I'd said you didn't have to pick something up, but, I mean, if you want to, sure. Alright, just nice and easy. All you have to do is walk over here. Yep, good, 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 good. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. No, stop following me. Now you get in the boat. No, what? I don't... Are you going for the iron golems down there? Is that what your issue was? Hold on, can you get back up here? Come on, I gave you a way back up. Look. Ow. Yeah, this is going to be as hard as I thought it was going to be. Great. Okay, now get in the boat. Hey, we did it. Yes. Okay, so that's what we have to do. Just kind of push him in. Oh no, I haven't been sleeping. The phantoms. I didn't think about that. No. That is the last thing I need. Oh, leave me alone. No. I did not think about this. Ha. I need zombies, not phantoms. Leave me be. Thank you. How long do I have now that I dropped a couple of them? I don't know. Let's just move. We try to continue. Looks like we're getting 2 this time. Hey, if we could get 2 in boats, like in one go, I will not complain. Preferably before the phantoms come back. If you could pick up the pace a little bit. Yep, right over this way. Do not fall in, please. Straight across here. Then if you guys go around one time... Oh, one just jumped in. Perfect. Then can you come over this way? Why was that one so much easier? Keep moving along. Yes, yes. Right into the boat, please. Hey, they're jumping right in now. That's perfect. And we're 75% full. And it's working. Look at that. Okay, quick. One more zombie before morning. That's you, buddy. We should have time. Please be a good zombie. All the way over here. Don't fall off. You're doing a great job. No, I said don't fall off. What are you doing? Why? Why? I don't get why they do that. Maybe I get too far away, so they go for the villagers? Hey, where did you come from? Okay, I won't complain. Another zombie just followed us up here, apparently. No, 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 no. I don't get why they're doing that. Come on, quickly, quickly. I don't like my chances of getting them there in time. The sun's already rising. I widened the path a little bit. I don't know if that's the issue, but please just follow me. Yes, 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 yes. Come on. One of you in the boat. One of you in the boat. Either one. Either one of you. Boat, 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 boat. Yes! Oh, look at that. As the sun's rising. Photo finish. Oh, we did it! Oh, there you are. Goodbye. Enjoy your time down there with the iron golems. Whew. Wow. Yeah, my heart's pounding a little bit. I'm gonna just be very careful as we remove everything now, because we should be 100% done. And this has been a big project. I'll be curious to see how much iron is down there by the time I've finished cleaning up. Also, I've never doubled up with lava and soul campfires, so I'm curious, does it make that much of a difference? Also, are you gonna fall off of there? Or do they just get stuck there? There we go, okay. So yeah, I'm assuming it must go a bit quicker. Not that that really matters. As long as they drop their iron, I'm fine. There we go. All cleaned up. And yeah, I'd say it's definitely working. You can tell that I don't have all the hoppers in though. Can I grab that or no? Nah, no matter. I think now we should be able to easily complete our hopper project. Yeah, so in the time we were cleaning up, somehow I got string, but also stacking a half of iron. That is incredible. I love this. It's going to be so helpful. Yep, all the hoppers we need. We finish putting those in. Finish on the other. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Come here, you. Other side. Then we also need some under there. And last one. Can't reach. Right there. Perfect. We are done. That, like I said, that was quite the project, but this is 100% complete. It is working like crazy. Like the typical one that I build, you might see one iron golem every, I don't know, 30 seconds or something. We're getting at least 3 at a time, and probably more eventually. So yeah, fair to say I am a big fan of this farm. This is going to be huge for us. And if we do need more rail for whatever, or what was the other reason? Pistons, I think. I am pretty confident it's going to take us no time at all to get that. Look at this. Just in the time I was talking, we got 23 there, 13, 9. Oh, this is so great. Okay, so I think I'll do just a little bit of collecting. I might get like 4 stacks, something around there. Then we'll head back down, and it is close enough that when we're just at the regular base, you can see that this is rendered in, and, you know, my computer's not exploding or anything, so we should be able to just do whatever we want down here, and this will still be within render and simulation distance, which means it'll always be making iron for us. I got enough iron for our next project, so a little over 2 stacks, and I do think we'll probably go to that next. I kind of wish there was a way to tell. I'm sure that it's still working up there. It's just... well, maybe if I get a bit closer, will I be able to see iron golems? I'm guessing at this distance it wouldn't show, but we're gonna just, you know, think it probably is working while we're down here. Now that being said, I am curious, was everything working over here? Man, we need to do some building soon. Made a lot of progress, but it's almost day 50. And I've mainly been doing terraforming and farms. I haven't really built anything nice looking yet. So, I mean, we'll get to it eventually. Uh-oh. What happened to you, fella? Yeah, I guess that's my fault. I stayed up many, many nights up there, and we were talking about how this was in render and simulation distance, and yeah, you probably, well, sorry about that. We'll, maybe eventually cure you. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. And we're overloaded in here with villagers, which is a good thing. We'll need them. How are we doing over here? I did take a bunch of carrots for, well, that's not too bad. I took a bunch when I was doing the temporary breeder up by the iron farm. And potatoes? Yeah, not bad. Okay, so they are working. I don't know if this needs to be maintained, but every time I come by, I try to do a little bit. Forget what this was for, but let's clean that out. And then I'm probably going to just finish the prep on what we need for these right here, the melon and the pumpkin farm. We'll get those set up so that they're running. And then once we have all of those, that's the majority of the farms I wanted to work on. There's a couple that might pop up, but these are the main ones. So at that point, we could start working on actually making things look nice, because this has been not a lot bothering me, but a little bothering me. We need to do the road. We need to put structures around the farms. That one's going to be a bit difficult. I'm not sure if we'll get to that today or not, but we'll see. Let's just double check. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I need 80 pistons and 80 observers. So yeah, it's quite a lot. Luckily, wood seems to be the bottleneck there, so let's get started on these. So that would be what, 64 plus 16? If I can math, that sounds right to me. Okay, so we can manage with the pistons. I'm glad I found all that redstone. Was that last video already? But I've used a lot of it. Ooh, and I'm gonna use even more. I'm gonna run out of redstone. Uh-oh. How much more do I have? Oh, none. Okay. It looks like we're taking a little mining break. I did not know I was that low. I have some left in here, but I need it for the farm separately. And actually, come to think of it, we have Fortune 3 now on the pickaxe. And I never went back down to the mine. Like I said, I revealed a bunch of diamonds last video, and I said, oh, I'll grab those when I have Fortune, and then I just haven't. So maybe we'll find some redstone while we're doing that. Let's go take care of that real quick. Why do I still have a hoe on me? I don't need that. Let's see if we can find all of the areas where we left diamonds, and we need to keep an eye out for redstone. So what I did last time, if I found a diamond, I put a torch on the wall instead of on the floor. So anywhere that we see a torch on the wall, we can knock that out and claim our diamonds. Oh, only one? Come on. There we go. 2 out of that. 2 out of that. Perfect. Anything else? Nothing? No? Okay, so let's just keep running around finding all of the diamonds that I exposed and see what that... Ow! Oh, what was that? Did gravel fall on me? What just hit me? Oh, yeah, I think it was gravel. Okay, that scared me. There's gold. I'd prefer redstone at this juncture, but I will also take the gold. There's another one right here. Ooh, several. We're up to 24. Got one down here. Yep. I remember this one because it was actually in my path. And that might be it. Yep, I think so. Still 38 diamonds, not too shabby. But also, I think I did grab all the redstone last time I was down here, which means there was a cave around here. Maybe if we take a quick look, I'm sure I didn't grab all of it. Yeah, opens up into here. Hey, fella, you're just ready to go, aren't you? Oh yeah, the deep slate emerald ore, which I'm pretty sure is a rare find. Did I clear this place out of redstone too? Nope, look at that right there. I saw you. Hopefully with Fortune, we'll get a lot out of this. 11, not bad. Now we just need that like 100 more times. Okay, we've got a little opening here. You stuck, buddy boy? It's a lot of iron down here, but suddenly I just don't care about the iron. I wonder why that is. Should I just spend a whole ton of time getting a farm set up? Let's actually do math so I know how much of this I need. I barely made any. I think I only made 4. So I need about 80. And you need 2 per, right? So 160, which is just under 3 stacks. Okay, so we're on our way at least. Hey. No, 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 no. I get to do that to you, not the opposite. I just told your friend, get out of here. I see you up there. Bit more here. At least you do get a lot out of redstone when you mine it. It's not like, you know, every block you get 1. So that is a benefit. Here's a nice one. Spider boy, spider boy. I heard you. Hey, no. This is another quite large area, but... Oh, it links up back to the mine shaft. Okay, we kind of came full circle a little bit. I remember this area. Remember last time we saw that iron vein running through the tuff? I know where we are. Ow! Hey, what was that? Hello? Oh, was it you down there? Yeah. No, thank you. I think I now have enough redstone, but we're here, so just don't want to run out. Like I said, now it's kind of bad timing. This iron vein does absolutely nothing for me. I got so excited when I saw it last time, and now it's just like, meh. Ooh, hello. We weren't looking for diamonds, but I won't say no. Almost a stack of diamonds now. 4 stacks of redstone. This is a profitable trip. Hey, buddy boy. Goodbye. Jeez, this just keeps going. I'm gonna grab that, but then I think we'll probably turn around. I have all that I need. Aw, just 1? Oh well. Let's see if we can find our way back. That's the true test. Oh, wait. I think I just saw more. Yeah. Redstone. We'll grab that. Jeez, look at this inventory. So much redstone. A stack of diamonds almost. Half a stack of gold. Okay. A little bit more redstone. Yeah, so let's just remember, we could keep going. There's additional area down here, but I have a full inventory, and everybody's getting kind of squirrely around here. We have what we need. I'm ready to head back. Oh, jeez! Whoa! I didn't see that. It was like a deep slate creeper. Ugh, I hate that. How do I get out of here? Memory, use my memory. Hey, here it is. I used my memory. Ooh, okay. Just a little bit more excitement than I was looking for. But let's clear out everything that we picked up. Kind of going through the not precious stuff yet. First, I mean. And then, look at that. 55 diamonds total. Plenty of redstone. So in fact, if I now checked, I think, yeah, I'll need more cobble. But we're going to make progress on this. Same thing, a stack and 16. 7 plus 4. That should be it. With plenty left to spare. Good. Perfect. Alright, I will double check things, but with all of that, I think we've got enough for 2 of these farms. Oh, I guess we need the seeds too. Wait, did I even ever find melon? Am I talking about... No, I did. Yeah, we're good. We've got plenty. Okay. Yes. Just go for like a stack of each. I think that should be more than enough. Okay. Now I think we have what we need. So that should be everything for this farm. I literally just put this away after I'd been holding it for tens of days, and now I need it again. So I think I'll get all this stuff collected, brought over, and then we'll start building these next 2 farms. By the late 4th century BCE, the Roman legion had perfected its triple line formation. The youngest soldiers, the Hastati, fought in the front, the experienced Principes were in the middle, and the veteran Triarii stayed in the back as a final reserve. This meant a Roman army had 3 chances to win a single battle. It was a meat grinder system of constant reinforcement that terrified traditional armies across the Mediterranean. Unsurprisingly, the second I go back to recording, it started raining, but we're used to that by now. In any event, we now have a pumpkin and a melon farm. Both are operational. I have waited long enough for a few of these to grow and test it, and you can see that we're starting to get pumpkins in one chest as well as melon slices in the other. This is pretty similar to something that I've built before. The collection system is just a little bit different, but essentially on top you have a combination of pistons and observers with redstone over the top, so that any time a change is detected, like something growing, it sets off the pistons next to it so that it presses down and essentially just dislodges whatever's there, a pumpkin or a melon. Then down below, you have a hopper minecart going back and forth, powered by redstone torches so that it can collect anything that drops and get deposited in our collection system here. So those are now fully automated and good to go. I'm willing to just let the rest of this kind of just run for a while, because we have other things to work on now that I've been thinking about while building those. At the same time, these have been running, so we're definitely collecting plenty and plenty of vegetables, just to make sure we get our vitamins and our fiber and all of that. And we have an alarming amount of villagers. That's quickly becoming potentially too many, but can you ever have too many just at your, call for when you need them? In any event, like I said, I have other plans, and it's going to take me a while to collect for this, so maybe the rainy day will be over by then. But real quick, what I was thinking, we had discussed the bridge behind the house that leads to the nether portal, maybe getting something off the side of that leads up the side of this hill up to the iron farm, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I came up with a better idea. Last video, we talked about having maybe like a pier or a dock here, and I don't know if that'll be the case now, because instead what we might do is build a bridge right here that leads across the way, connects up maybe right over there, and then beneath where the iron farm is, we'll have a little tunnel that leads into the side of the mountain, and then we'll set up a water elevator that leads us directly up straight into the iron farm. I just thought a water elevator would be quicker and nicer. So we're going to check if I have what I need for those kinds of things, because it would be 1 magma block, 1 soul sand, and lots of kelp, which I think I have. Oh, I've got 4. That's fine. Then lots and lots of bone meal, I suppose, would be what I actually need. So auto composter, I'll drop off all these different things that I have, and yeah, there's only 7 in here, so we'll see how much that gives us for bone meal. And then we'll find a spot to put a water elevator just to make it easier to go and get up to the iron farm. I think that's everything, and 24 bone meal. That'll get us started, but we don't need, you'll see as we go and do it, we could pretty much just wait at the end. So the bone meal should just give us a good start. So anyway, if we head over here, we will make a bridge eventually, but for now I want to get this started, so as I said, it can just start kind of growing. Probably, it looks like there's a nice natural spot right here, so we might dig right into that, which means we would come up right around here, which is fine, because when we start decorating and making a structure up here, I'm sure that will be, it'll sort of encompass that as well. So we need to take coordinates here and just dig our way into the mountain. Of course, there's a scary looking tunnel down there. We're just going to cover that right up. Like most things we've done this video so far, this will obviously need to be decorated and built into something that looks nice eventually, but for now, I'm just looking for functionality. And then at the end of this tunnel, if we say on one side is going up, the other side is going down, or do we want it right in front? Do we want it on the sides, or... Yeah, maybe we do it this way instead, and then one further back. And then what I'll do is take the coordinate for each one of these spots, then we can go up top and start digging down from the top at those coordinate. We should just end up right here, if that makes any sense. We've got our coordinates. Let's head up and see if I can actually count. I think it's these 2 spots, which were already sort of exposed to a cave system. Oh, by the way, how are we looking over here? I already came back and collected one time, but oh my goodness, yeah. This thing is working in overdrive. I love that. But this should be the spot, so what we'll probably have to do is just make sure it's covered on all sides. And then we start digging down, and I'm sure nothing bad could happen just digging straight down, right? I agree. What could possibly go wrong? Ooh, okay. Almost immediately. We got another one. No matter. We'll block that up. Looks like one I've already lit up anyway, so it should be fairly safe. Whoa. Hey, look at that. I can count. Who knew? Now we do that one more time. Now that is a very dangerous hole to fall down now, so we're not going to do that. We're going to do this one. Ow. Alright, we made it. And now I think you can plant kelp on soul sand, but not a magma block, so we're going to have to start with dirt on the other. Does it matter which one is up and which one's down? I think I want the right one to be up. This one down. We put signs here just to keep all the water from spilling out. Then, yeah, we should start by going up there. I probably should have done that first, was just dropped water while we were up top. But then we'll be able to come back down and plant the kelp. In case you're not familiar, the reason for that is if you drop water all the way at the top, it doesn't count as a water source all the way down. It's just kind of flowing water, which doesn't count. So if you want to make all of those water source blocks instead of flowing water blocks, you have to grow kelp through it. That converts it from flowing water into a water source, and then the bubble columns that will bring us up and down in these different areas will activate. Nice and easy. So now we can head back down, we can plant the kelp. Ooh, looking good out there. Fresh Roman land. And then I think we'll probably prioritize the going up side, because down is easy enough. Either way, we'll get one kelp down at the bottom. That now bottom block should be a source block. And since we want to do the upside, that is the soul sand side. So we bone meal it all the way up, or at least as far as the bone meal that we have will take us. And hey, I'll give you a little start too. I'm not heartless, but the rest goes here. And just checking, it does look like it needs about halfway more to go, which means it's kind of a waiting game now. We wait for both of these to grow all the way to the top. Then we will have an active water elevator leading up to the iron farm, which is going to be so much easier than what I have been doing. And yeah, I'm definitely putting off decorating everything, but it's true what I said. I want all the functionality first, and then we'll have plenty of time to actually go back and decorate, if not everything, then most things. All right, wonderful. While we wait for the kelp to grow, why don't we work a little bit, at least on the road that's going to be leading through this new area, because I do want to start at least getting some of this design down and deciding, are we building more here? I do think we'll have a couple extra things here by the end of the video, but let's at least get the road in place, then we can start thinking about structures around the farms and something leading from here over to our new area where the water elevator is going to be. For the roads, I'm thinking we mix probably stone bricks for the parts on the sides, like not necessarily sidewalks, but just sort of to frame the road in. And then the road itself will probably be a mix of stone, cobblestone, maybe some tuff, and probably some gravel. Just in case we run short, I'll start cooking up some extras too. And I don't see a reason why we would need full actual blocks, so let's just do it a bunch of slabs. And actually, first we're gonna have to dig everything out, so why don't I just keep everything in here for now? Don't let me forget that it's here, because it's just a random barrel that's used for decoration, so that's where we're keeping it. And then we already have the areas marked out, and it will be 5 wide, because the sides here, oh, whoops. Let's get rid of the water there. There we go, and then we just go through and dig the entire way out. I kind of left the end of this a bit open, just thinking at the very end of the island we might do like another pavilion maybe, or a pond or another structure, but that is the entire thing dug out. That would be the road, and then like I said, down here, not quite sure yet. I wanted to leave it a little bit open because it just seems like we should build something there at the very end of the island. Either way, we can now swap out all the dirt we just picked up, remove our temporary blocks, go back to our barrel and retrieve, I think, let's just start with the stone brick slabs, because that is the first thing we're doing. And then we'll go all the way along, framing in this new road, just like this. I could have done the slabs offset, like so they're not spawnable area, by putting it one lower, but I think for now I'd prefer it to be level. We could always change that or add additional ones over the top of the sides here, or any sort of change in the future we want to make. Alright, beautiful. There is that part done, and then we just need to sort of randomize the other blocks in between, which I was worried about the amount, but actually it shouldn't be too bad. So if we say we've got gravel, cobblestone, stone, and tuff, maybe we start with the gravel so I can place slabs in and around that. It would be nice if I had shuffle mod, for example, so that I could automate the process of randomizing this, but it's not too bad if you just kind of click around as you're going. Should be fairly randomized. And then on the way back, we just fill with one of the other ones, and it'll just continue, obviously, to be a smaller and smaller area to fill. And hopefully, we come away with something that looks halfway decent. And then let's just check how that's looking so far. Yeah, more like an official road. I like that. Obviously, though, it'll look better once it's entirely filled in, no holes left. So let's go back with the stone, the tuff, and we'll take one final look. The tuff definitely stands out the most amongst everything else because it has like that, I don't even know, like greenish type of color. It's not quite grayscale like the other ones are. A lot more glowstone would be nice to also flank the road with. We don't have enough now. Maybe when we start, what is it, clerics that sell glowstone? Maybe when we have more trades, or silk touch, I guess, it'll also be easier to get more and we can come back and add it. Yeah, I had more than enough. I thought I was going to run out of these things. There we go. One roadway ready to go. And yeah, definitely the tuff stands out. I don't hate it though. It's not bad. Perfect. So let's put this stuff away. I think I'll check on the kelp, even though I'm pretty sure it doesn't grow that fast. Yeah, I don't really notice much difference at all, in fact. So that's going to take a while. We'll probably do most of the other building, then we'll just come back to this. As far as what order we're going to work on things, since I just did a pathway here, we'll come back to build structures over this. I'm going to do whatever the pathway is for this. I'd like a easier way to get from here all the way across into the new tunnel here. I could probably even design the tunnel. For the tunnel itself, let's grab more stone brick. And I was thinking with the andesite, we can maybe do these andesite walls just as a way to, I don't know, change up the same look of stone brick everywhere. And then we also do have wood types that I haven't used yet. Got lots of jungle logs, maybe some of that. Got some birch as well. And dark oak, maybe? See what we can do with that. So if we come from over here, or I guess we could just run between the different things out here. We don't want to mess with our Nautilus that we got last video, so you can just hang right there. I will build something more off of the house right here going diagonally, which I don't really know how to do diagonal, so this is going to be fun. Can't be that difficult. If we do stripped jungle logs there and I just leave a 1, 2, 3 diagonally, I assume if we just follow that, shouldn't be a problem. I guess we'll find out. I will just do this where we go from 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, do it again. Then maybe after 3, we raise it up. This appears to be working. I'll need more supports, obviously, but that... yeah, I mean, that's a diagonal, right? I'm so smart. Might be a bit too short when we actually hit the land, but we can just kind of terraform our way into it. That should work fine. Now, as we get closer over here, it's going to have to, let's see, join up right here. So whenever we reach this point, we're going to need to angle that from going diagonal to going straight. And that should be the last elevation change. I think those two are level now, so all we have to do is join them up. That's it right there. Yep. Okay, perfect. Now we at least have an easier way to get over here, but it's very, very plain. And I need to go back through with some of these stripped logs. And now that I'm looking at them, does it make sense to use jungle planks and jungle logs, or should I try it with the birch maybe? But I don't have a lot of that. We'll do it with the jungle logs, and then I can just come back with other things on the top of it to make it look better. Probably dark oak, because I'm guessing that would look the most different from this color. I don't know, citizen. Sometimes you just start talking. Maybe every 5 or so. Just kind of dropping off at the corner and hoping I hit the right block to start building it up. I started doing some detailing on the bridge now that it's pretty much all connected up, just with some dark oak signs, some stairs here, a little bit of fence. And I'm wondering if I should actually put the fence at each point here so we can put something on top of it as kind of a guardrail. So for example, it's not really going to be connected at most points, so I hope that's not an issue. And I also have some leftover polished granite. I wonder if I then went back around and anywhere, well, it wouldn't go there, but anywhere else, if I just put this on top, I'm really right now just kind of trying to Legion-proof it so I can't accidentally bounce over the edge as I'm bouncing along. And I still could get over that, but it might be a bit more difficult, so let's just see how that looks. Okay, how do we feel about that? Pretty simple, and I'm realizing now that there's no lighting on it, so we should probably grab something for these. But I do think that'll work. So lights for up and down there, and then some materials for in there, because I did have another idea for how I want to decorate that tunnel. And for that, we'll need our first blocks of copper. Fortunately, I've been doing plenty of smelting, so we should be good there. Oh, I thought it was 4. Am I wrong about that? The full thing? Oh yeah, huh. Don't know why I thought it was just 4. Man, so expensive. I shouldn't need much, that's alright. Because I was thinking we could use these. I love these copper grates. Oh, that's right, and you get more out of it. Okay, good. 4 per block, okay. And then I would like to wax these, because I don't want them to oxidize. Fortunately, we've been keeping up with the bees somewhat, but I have not been collecting honey. Got 33, actually pretty close. If we can get a bit more in here. Hello, bees. Oh, this is a design flaw. I hate when the honey goes backwards, because then I have to do this. I have to grab it from there and then go back around. So, design flaw on my part. Maybe we'll fix it eventually, but not feeling like it yet. Why do they all go behind it? Actually, I could jump over. Okay, that's easier. Okay, that will be enough. Should be as easy as putting the copper grate in here with honeycomb, getting a waxed copper grate instead, then everybody happy. Then I've got some glowstone. The last thing is some leaves, because I remembered a design that I used in the Cozy Underground world, I believe, and I want to try to bring it back in spirit. It won't be exactly the same, but same kind of design concept. So first up, let's just make sure we have light by putting some birch and lanterns right the way along. I'm doing every other one. I'm hoping that'll be enough lighting. If it's not, we'll notice when mobs start to spawn on it, and then we can add more. But that should be good for the bridge for now. Looking good. And then next up for the tunnel, I just need to clear out the walls and the ceiling so we can replace it with something else, but I think I don't know about the entrance yet, so let's just start right beyond that, right here. Oh no, gravel. Graveling up my plans. Oh, I guess I could do the floor as well. I hadn't thought of that. Let's start with this though. Alrighty, then we can start to think about a pattern that I want to do in here. And it should go something like this. We'll go from stone brick to andesite wall, back to stone brick. And I don't actually even remember the pattern that I used last time, so I also don't have a lot of glowstone. So let's do this. We'll go into the wall by one, put some glowstone in there. Oh man, I wish I remembered how I did this. Let's see. Was it leaf or waxed copper on top of that? Maybe I also had leaves behind here. Guess we could just experiment and see what looks good. Waxed copper, then back to this. So that sort of thing, where you can't really see the light and the leaves until you pass by, and then it's just a nice little accent. Then it would go back to the wall, back to this, and then repeat with more in here. So I guess let's go down with that pattern and just see if I have, I guess, enough for now. Because I might need to run back for more material. Yeah, definitely need more andesite wall. And I guess the kicker is going to be if we run out of glowstone, because that I don't have any more at the base. I'd have to run to the nether and grab some. Oh, we might be good. Please be enough. Please be enough. Oh, we have one left. Oh, man. Thank you, Jupiter, for your bounty. Last up, do I have enough of the grating? Yep, we are good. Okay. And then I think just for a change in the look, because it's more stone and copper, let's go with wood on the ceiling. Then we can get rid of these, and I want to see how much lighting the glowstone actually provides. Because it's not terrible, but it's still a little bit, I don't know, gloomy is not the right word, but it's definitely not well lit. So maybe every time we see the andesite wall, I'm gonna bonk my head on that? No, just barely, but should be good. So we'll put extra lights on those. There we go, that looks much better. Now, something for the floor, and that should be, yeah, that should be good. How are we looking in here, by the way? Is that, oh yeah, it's growing, okay. Could also maybe just grab more bone meal and keep working on that. I don't know if this is going to look good, but I'm going to try to get a bunch of jungle and acacia slabs and just do a floor design with that. Maybe like checkerboard. We haven't done a checkerboard in a long time. I just noticed that the villagers look like they're floating because the beds, I think, are, for some reason, the like rendering culling is doing the beds but not the villagers. Or they're sorcerers. Witchcraft. I do like using walls in design. It's like these kinds of walls, but the only thing that's annoying is because they're not a full block. If you're doing above or below them, you have to take, well, I guess above I can't really notice, but you have to take an extra one out to fill in. Tis what it tis. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we needed more andesite walls. I completely forgot. Okay, I'll get more of those in a second. We've got the walls. Let's complete that. I counted, so I hope I'm right here, that I got the exact right amount. Yep, should be good. Okay. Now we can work on this. So if we're going checkerboard, this will be kind of annoying. But once we get started, not too bad. I didn't think about it, but this actually kind of goes pretty well with the copper. And I didn't need nearly as much slabs as I thought. As many slabs? Yeah, I didn't even go through one stack of jungle slabs. No matter, that is one little hallway complete, and I like it. It's an upgrade. I just, like I said, have to decide if I want to do something with the entrance itself, but for now, this is all I wanted to do, was just kind of spruce it up a bit, make it look better. Even though, well no, we did use spruce, never mind, it's up there. Okay, let's see if I can get some more bone meal, just to finish up the water elevator. And then after that, I want to finally get to building structures around the farms over there, the villager-type farms. I could bone meal some wildflowers, but I kind of wanted to save those for just, you know, if we need them. Design aspect and all that. I could, you know what, let's do some of the potatoes. I don't need them just yet, and we are automating them now, so that should be fine. I really only need a stack of each type of sapling, so maybe we just grab each one of those. How much will this give me? I'm helping it along a little bit just because I'm impatient and don't want to wait. 36? That might do it. Once again, we're starting from the going up side. Hey, there we go. So I got 11 left, and I can't use any more, which means it's up at the top. So that means we can start using it over here as well. And it also means this should be ready. So if I break this, it should break all the way to the top, which if we could see it would be pretty satisfying, but let's at least do that. Let's break right here. That should all be sources, so we see the bubbles going up now. And that means when I do this, we should be launched upwards. Whoa, all the way up to the iron farm. And beautiful. Look at that. That was only 48? I felt like it was taller than that. But also, we should be able to use it to finish this one now. Hold on. Let's just check how this has been doing, make sure it's still been working. Oh yeah, beautiful. Oh, and I could have used these for bone meal too. I didn't think about that. Oh well, that's fine. Let's see if I can do this without drowning. If we go into this one, holding the kelp, get to where the top of this is and start placing them. I should be able to bring it all the way back up to the top. Yep, certainly can. And let's just quickly hop back down so I can do this from the bottom. Once more, if we break it from the bottom, except this time, we replace that dirt block with a magma block. We should see bubbles going in the opposite direction, pulling down, which we do. Look at all that kelp. And then don't forget you have to shift while you stand on this, because if you're not pressing shift, you get burned, and that's not fun. So you want to hold down shift, but that is a fully functional up and down water elevator. Why, yes, I'm very impressed with myself. Thank you for noticing. Okay, I'm happy. I think we need to do an inventory reset anyway. I need to do some thinking while this rainy day is happening. I should also probably get more food. I think I have some extra steak left over. And then I need to decide what we're going to be building over probably the villager breeder first. And I have a pallet in mind, but also, speaking of which, do I have enough material for that palette? Let's put these blocks down just so I can show you what I'm thinking as far as, again, a color palette goes. And it should be nice because it should give us almost like... what I was thinking is I don't have quartz. I have diorite, but now we have pale oak, and it almost has like a quartz pillar type of look, just with more, or I guess like more random detail in it. So if we have the pale oak, the stripped pale oak, the pale oak planks with stripped oak and cobblestone, I was thinking all of those should go together pretty nicely. And actually, one more thing, because I did look at a block palette generator type thing to get ideas for this. And the other one it recommends is dark oak planks. And if you're curious, that website is blockpalettes.com. I think I originally saw Wax Fraud using that. That's where I got the idea. But that is what it recommends, all of these blocks together for a build. And I like it. I also forgot more food. So let's get food, lots of each of these, and then we can look at the build. There we go. Back up steak. And then I'm also going to plant the pale oak saplings just because I don't want to run out of that. And actually, while we're at it, we should also plant dark oak. So we'll have a temporary tree farm set up just somewhere over here, just so we don't run out of the wood types that we're going to be using, but maybe it can't hurt to have more of this anyway. Okay, so we'll come to grab more wood over there if we need it, but for now, we need to think about what we want to put over the villager breeder, because that's definitely the most exposed. We've been lucky so far as no lightning striking, as far as I'm aware. What is going on here? Wow, they are, ooh, okay, they're getting damaged now. There's too many of them, but also kinda not my fault. Maybe you guys should chill a little bit. We're gonna ignore that. And we just need to think about, look at their little toesies down there. That's so funny. But yeah, we need to think about the fact that we want an exit right here for the villagers so they can come out when we need them, and a way to get in over here so we can dispense them. So if that's the case, we want to maybe have the structure itself go out to there. So 1, 2, 3 on the 4th block from the corner. Do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4th block from the corner. And then the same thing behind, just in case we need space for something. And then maybe we follow that around the base, just on the inside, with the oak, and we'll have to come back around and make this stripped oak. This guy is kind of becoming a problem. Did I put him in a boat by chance? Yeah, I did. So for now, we're just going to get rid of the front part of this. I wasn't sure if he would despawn since he was locked in when he was still in the land of the living, but just in case I put him in a boat. And then right here, I might do something different there, so let's leave it for a second. Go back around and strip all the wood. And then maybe for any of the entrance type areas, or I guess in this case an exit for the villagers, we can transition that, or let's see. Do we want it to be set in like that or out this way? Maybe better for depth is if we're out here. That will be stripped. So that would be the general kind of shape of it. And then maybe on the inside, we could fill it with cobblestone, but we probably should bring these areas up to 3 so it matches at the other points. Then we have some room for cobblestone in between each of these. And actually, I'm just thinking safety first. Before we even get close to putting a roof on this thing, we should get some torches in here because I don't think it'll be lit up enough. And we've already run into issues with that. I don't know that I want windows. That's why I'm pretty much covering everything right now, just because you would see inside to like a farm and it might look a little bit strange, but we can see. Well, we could always open it back up if I think that it would look better. Goodbye, buddy. We'll see you whenever I get around to curing people. Now, thinking about how we want it to look, the idea is because this is a villager breeder, it should just look like a cozy little house. Because then from the outside, at least, it looks like we take care of our plebs, even though they've got a little bit of a space issue on the inside. I'm okay with that. I don't want to be too busy with too many different things. So I'm wondering if now here I should do like a line all the way around in dark oak just for a change, or if I should keep doing what we're doing with the stripped oak and then maybe use the dark oak as accents. It could be a part of the roof or, you know, fences, signs, trapdoors, that sort of thing. I might save the dark oak for accents. So if we go back around with the oak, I'm probably going to run out. Yep. All right, strip this, then we'll go grab some more. Wow, these all grew pretty quick. Good, good. One thing I was considering, I have a roof type that I like to do that I haven't done yet in this world, because over here I was thinking more from like a Roman perspective, the more of a flat roof, that sort of thing. It's closer to this. That's typically what I like to do, is where it slopes upward a bit more. So this might be an opportunity over here to start doing that, because it is more of a residential type thing. And it's not like we need more height than this, so I might start that. And I also may bring these up one more, because typically I would start the roof right here, but then it would cover up this this layer, and I kind of don't want it to, because I want the cobblestone to be seen to be framed in. So if we go one higher, I could always come back in here and put like leaves down at this layer or something that might be able to be seen from certain angles, but that should be enough height. It's still pretty plain. I like the way the colors work together, but we are going to have to come back with a lot of detailing. Like I said, with the dark oak, we can bring leaves out here, different kinds of flowers, but I typically leave detailing for last. Okay, so for the roof, we'll go with some pale oak and dark oak. I'm hoping that the sort of stark contrast between the two will make it look nice, but I can already tell from this I am going to need lots more, so maybe we chop down those trees before I even get started and save the headache for later. Or don't save the headache for later. Thank you. That will hopefully be enough. I didn't grab extra pale oak because, well, oh my goodness, this rain, it's driving me nuts, but I don't know if I want the pale oak to be the border of the roof or the main bulk of it in the center. I think a darker border will be better. So why don't we start with the dark oak? And I'm just going straight stairs for at least a few. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just with the stairs. And you have to remember this, because I'll have to do this on the other side too. And I will not remember. So that way it starts even, and then from there we can start making it sloped upward. So it will be actually pretty tall and a lot of empty space, but hey, we could always double up on this eventually if we needed to and make it taller. So from that point you go upside down stair, a plank, jump on top, stair on top, and repeat. Upside down stair, plank, so on and so forth. I don't know where the middle of this is, so that's not very helpful, but that's getting close-ish, so I guess let's do it to the other side. Ow. So then last question. From there, now that it's sloped, do we go back to the regular sort of stairs together just to see if it gives us an interesting shape? Let's try it out. That's not a bad shape. Like I said, it's really tall. Like, it might even kind of overdo the bottom, like overshadow, quite literally, I guess. But as long as we put some kind of design here, I don't think it'll be an issue. Yeah, let's roll with it. Gotta be bold, citizen. Alright, did you remember those counts, the dimensions? I need them now. Are you sure it was 5? Okay, if you say so. What I didn't do was count this. So 1, 2, 3 of the plank upward things. Those should match up now. Let's just take a quick look. I think it does. So now we have the task of going through lots and lots and lots and lots of pale oak to fill this thing in. No time like the present. Ow. Fortunately, we save a bit because I don't usually use the upside down stairs on this part. They just seem like a waste. And I need that space clear anyway for when we fill in this area. Final check. Once that's in, do we think that will work well together? It better, because I've already kind of made up my mind. I think we are going with that. Alright, see you in a bit, citizen. As Rome expanded and began trading with the wealthy Greek cities of the south, bartering in bronze weren't enough anymore. Around 300 BCE, Rome began minting its first true silver coins. This was a massive step toward becoming a global economic power. These coins didn't just facilitate trade, they were pieces of propaganda that carried the image of Roman gods and symbols into every market in Italy, announcing that Rome had officially arrived. Let's take down these trees, then we can head over there and take a look at all the things I did during time-lapse. Because you will notice I did a little bit more than just the roof. We did get that finished up. Once again, it's very tall, but it kind of just is what it is with something this wide. I did think after the fact I maybe could have like brought it in from this point and built something up taller there with a roof on it, but I'm not sure if that would have looked a little awkward, so this is still fine. You can see inside through the windows here. I got on all the different various embellishments, so fences with lanterns hanging off of them, more fences, buttons, and trapdoors. I went back to this, kind of forgot about it, but where you put a fence with the chain in between another fence. If it's more space, you can even put walls beyond that. It just has kind of a nice look. Now that we have infinite iron, I was happy to do that. We've got some shelves on, leaves, trapdoors, slabs, just anything to make it look a bit more detailed around the side. And I think that's turning out pretty well. There is still space to get in and out and do this sort of thing. I am not sure exactly what we're going to do though, as far as leading this out and around there, so I just kind of left it kind of blank for now. But now that we have a structure over here, we're ready to do the other side, and this took quite a while, or at least it felt like it did. So I thought for this side we could do something a little bit different. Because they're all related, and by that I mean they're all produce farms, I thought rather than a full structure like this, we could do something more like a, how would I describe it? Something like columns that are leading all the way around, and then a lot of shrubbery. So things like vines, leaves, more of just like an outdoor area. I'm not quite sure if that's going to work, and I should have grabbed diorite as well, but I didn't. It'll be similar to over there where we're going to start with the pale oak, because I am going to strip it so it looks more like that, like we talked about earlier, like the Roman columns. And then I'll see what I can do to make it look like a nice outdoor area. And actually, this is getting real close over here. I'm going to have to go under the water. So this will almost be hanging over the edge. And in fact, why don't we start with just, well, let's see how closely they overlap if I do the same count. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's almost right in between. So yeah, why don't we just start with this? I'll make sure I like the idea, the design, and then we can decide what to do with the pumpkin and melon farm. So if those are our columns that will be surrounding this area, and do I want more, actually? We might want to double up. We might want to put them in between here as well, and right there. It should, actually, that'll line up really nicely, so I think we should. So with that amount, that should look a lot better. Yep. And then I'm thinking stairs on the outside, once again, just to give it that column type look. I'll need plenty more, and I'm going to leave the, wait, would I have to? No, I don't, because what I was thinking I might have to leave that open, but actually we're going to have something in this block going that way and that way, just to bring them all together. Then I have to decide what we want to put on top of it, because I'm not quite sure yet. And yeah, I'm going to need lots more stairs. And even when I made another stack of stairs, am I still going to run out again? Yes, I am. Why do I sound so excited about that? And 6 more? Okay. So now that we have that, yeah, that is our sort of framed in outdoor column area. How did I miss one? You're supposed to stop this from happening, citizen. Anyway, I brought the leaves because I thought what we could do, and I hope this works. Let me think about it. Actually, we would need to get rid of a stair. We'd have to get rid of that one on the inside if I wanted to line the inside with leaves, which do I? Yeah, I think I do. It made sense in my mind earlier, so let's just do this and see if it works. And we don't actually have to get rid of those. I could just stop there and keep going in between. Starting to think I didn't bring enough of anything. I was hoping what we'd be able to do with this is line the, like I said, the inside of this part with leaves all the way around like a border. And actually I might have enough. And then I wasn't, no, it must. I was going to say, can you put vines on leaves? But you must be able to, because that's where they start, is on jungle trees on the leaves. Because then I thought, there we go, still 16 left over. What might be really nice, and we'll have to get more vines, is if I put it, let's see, do we want them on the inside or the outside? Probably the inside. I thought if we put it in a place, you know, here, one there. We'll start with fewer just because I don't have a lot of vines, but once they spread, we can probably make it look a bit better. But that way it would start kind of like a wall here. Rather than building something, it would be a natural wall of vines. And you can walk through it, almost like a little hidden grotto in here. And yeah, I need lots more vines, but we'll wait on that, they'll grow. As far as on the top, we now need to come back across with something to be over the top of these, so it actually looks like the columns are holding something up. And I kind of want some different color now. Maybe, I think I have an idea. Did I bring any oak? Yeah, some oak and... Well, let's go back anyway, because I want some kind of stone. Could be stone brick, but I've already got that in the interior. We'll take a look. Let's see what I have lots of. I've still got a good amount of granite. I might use that. I have more of stone. I think the granite might look better, though. Let's just get it all turned into slabs. I hope I only need slabs. That's what I'm thinking anyway. That actually might be enough. Yeah. Oh, I should plant some more oak trees as well, because I just noticed we're getting kind of frighteningly low on our oak logs. Yeah, once I use these, I won't have a lot left at all. So maybe let's do half a stack of saplings out here, ready to collect when we need them. And then here's what I was thinking. If we go up top, we either start here or here. And if I'm doing the slabs next, we probably want them to wrap around that. So I think we start right here. Bring the oak logs all the way around, and then I'll take a look. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to strip these, but we'll see what it looks like without that first. Ooh, this is going to be close. This is going to be... Oh, it is exactly the right amount. I love when that happens. That hasn't happened in forever. Anyway, yeah, I think we need a lighter color. I did want a different color, but I think it's just too different from the white color down here. So we'll go through and strip the whole thing, and then we'll have to sleep in a second, but I just want to see, do I like that better? Yes, I do. That's more what I was looking for. Okay, good. In the morning, we do the slabs, and those are going to be on the outer side, and they're going to wrap all the way around. Do I want them on the corner? Well, I guess first let's see if we even have enough. So that's going to be going all the way along, across, and catching each of these columns, just so, again, it looks like it's actually holding something up. Not that Minecraft cares in the least about that. And I didn't think about it at the time, but we should probably also grab some glowberries, because there are some points in this that I think it would look nice as well, kind of like along with the vines. And this is going to be another close one, I can tell. But I probably have enough if I wanted to do those four corners, so let's take a look. I don't know that they're necessary. Right there, I think we should still be alright. So I guess maybe let's go grab those glowberries, because I also just had a bit of inspiration about this too, because we still need to cover up the plebs to protect them from lightning, potential lightning. And I was thinking, what do I have in abundance? And that gave me an idea. We need glowberries, my diamond hoe, a lot of dirt, and actually maybe my silk touch golden shovel that I found last video, because I would like it to be grass up there. I'm planning a little tiered garden and farm. It just kind of struck me, and I like the idea now. We were just talking about these wildflowers. We can grab some of those. I apparently used all of the glowberries, so I need to get some of those. Got tons of these azure bluets. So we'll get... I don't need that many. Let's get 32 of these allium. That should be fine for now. I'll do a harvest just because I need bone meal. So much of this is going right into the composter. And actually, no, I don't need the diamond hoe. I'm not planning an actual, like, this kind of garden up there. I was just going to do flowers and maybe a tree up there, so we would need a sapling. What kind of tree? Cherry tree would look nice. All right, that should be plenty to compost. Let's get that rolling now, and then I can grab the first couple of those. Come on now. Yeah, literally, first couple. Get a couple extra glowberries. And then I'll just come back later for the rest, and we can get a lot extra. I just wanted to not forget. We'll get maybe... Well, I'll bring them all, but maybe just like 2 or so trees we can grow up here. And lots of dirt, but I'm gonna run out of inventory space, aren't I? Well, that's alright. I've grown accustomed to running back and forth from the new area over there to here. It is the way of things. Oh yeah, kind of forgot. We won't be able to grow glowberries on the leaves, right? If we try that? Yeah, that doesn't work. So what we can do instead, and because like I said, we're going to be getting more of these eventually, I'm going to just put these down. Or wait, no. Is that... Yeah, no, they're already fine. Never mind. They're at the correct level. So we can just put those there. Then when we get more, we'll do that at each point, just to, again, give it some extra greenery. And light, come to think of it. Okay, I forgot the silk touch shovel. That's fine. We can get the bulk of this done. And I'm not sure how I'm going to frame it in yet, so I think what we'll do instead is start from each corner of this so it's almost mirrored. Well, not entirely. I'll show you what I mean. If we start from right there, that corner, I'll follow each one all the way around just so that we're following the walls of the farm underneath. And I'm going to really hope that the lights in there are sufficient to keep those guys safe from the dark. We don't need any wet villager pants thinking about the villager boogeyman or whatever it is that scares them. It's probably me, come to think of it. But I do think I'll need lots more dirt. We're going to do that, and then I'll probably connect it in the middle by maybe... Should we do 3, 5? 3 might be plenty. Just a little pathway kind of leading over that. And then remind me, I need to go put lights down there, because that's definitely not going to be enough. So that amount of space would be our little garden type area up here, which means we need to get something for the outer edges. We'll probably go with stone brick and another type of wood to frame it in. And I need to get that silk touch shovel. I guess we'll use the rest of the dirt while we're here. So lots more dirt, golden shovel with silk touch, and any bone meal that happened to accumulate over here, 12. And then I might need to come back. Well, hopefully we're done with leaves. I'm just trying to make some space in here, because we can probably use jungle wood. I've still got plenty of that. Plus, I'm out of space again.
Hopefully we don't need all this dirt. Oh wait, I don't need the granite anymore either. Okay, hopefully we're good with that. I can just grab myself a couple bits of grass block. And then once we're up here, all I should have to do is drop one on each side, and that'll spread all the way through eventually. Bit slower than I like, but it will go. And then while we wait for the grass to spread on these two areas, I can head back over here and we can work on covering up the rest of this. So let's say around the border we go with the stone brick. Something like that should do nicely. And then I think if we fill in the rest with the jungle slabs, it should look good. I'm wondering if I should leave open areas here for light to get through or not. Because I could, and then I could just put some fences around it. So if we do that all the way around the edges, and then if I maybe do one wide around these, and then fences around that. And seeing as I only have jungle, pale oak, spruce logs, I still kind of have a hankering to use more pale oak. Like I said, I've just never used it. Or in the past, haven't really. Bring those around this. I think I might have mentioned, but there's no point really in coming up here in the future. This is intended as a decoration. It's not like a place where I need to come up and collect anything. So I don't think I'll build a stairway up, but if we ever need to, this would be the perfect place to do it. We'll slap some lanterns down just to get some light up here. There's probably not going to be enough light, so maybe we can find something creative to do with glowberries as well up here, just because those areas near the middle of this, I don't think will be lit up with the type of lighting I have so far. When we do villager trades, that's going to be a huge one for me. I want lots of clerics because they can sell me glowstone, and I constantly am finding myself thinking, ooh, I want some more glowstone here. Even when we get silk touch, we can get more from the nether that way. Anyway, with that done, we'll put a tree kind of centrally located around here. One on each side. That looks even, so we should be all right there. And then I guess I wait for the grass to grow, quite literally, because I want to bone meal some of it and then put down the rest of this stuff. And I don't think it'll inhibit the grass, but just in case. Okay, beautiful. We're making progress. In fact, we might almost be done with that portion. Beauteous. We should also collect our oak while we're here and probably replant it because we need to really refill on this stuff. And I'm out of space. Don't need that. Don't need that. I think I'm actually going to use this on the glowberries and get more of those while we're here. And also get some more bone meal. Also, I remembered we actually have tons of vines growing over here, so we'll take some of these with us, make sure that continues to grow. Oh wow, I just looked in here for the first time in a while, and we are almost double chest full on that. Obviously you get more of the melon slices, but that's still not a bad collection of pumpkin. And I mean, these vines should spread, so it's not like a huge deal that I couldn't cover everywhere, but even so, I do want it to be draped pretty much throughout the entire thing. And I can't even tell where I put them before because they're very difficult to see when they're placed on leaves, which is probably the point. And then back in with the glowberries. And then it's just waiting on the grass again, and impatience might demand that I start working on this anyway. Actually, by way of experiment, I can do grass and dirt. Let's put it just here. I want to see if it grows to that. If so, not an issue. We can put those all over the place, and I'm going to just start placing these anyway. Hey, there we go, and one of these just grew the second I finished with the flowers. One more to go. That's not looking too bad, though. You can hardly tell from this angle. Most of the time we'd be seeing it more like from this angle. But either way, that'll be nice. And the other one grew. I just ended up putting those wildflowers or whatever down around the trees, and that's looking very nice. Beautiful little place to relax. And I'm just leaving this as an experiment because it hasn't grown yet, and I'm losing interest because I want to continue to move on. Oh, still need to bone meal it though. Yeah, we'll come back with that.
Things are starting to grow over here, and I'm liking how it's turning out. We probably should also have little pathways leading in here, and I may do something a little bit more involved eventually with that, but for now, we're just going to do the easy way. Okay, so I'm calling that, at least for now, done. Like I said, we might come back to that a little bit more, but we do have the glowberries in. Everything is growing up here, and the grass is pretty much spread all the way through. And that means we can start taking a look at this area right here. And I did decide I like that this is more of an outdoor and just unique type of thing, but I think for this, I want to do kind of like two little huts that are connected by maybe like a central area, or it could be a path in between. And then again, it's going to lead to little sheds in the back that are the collection area. So it shouldn't be too difficult. I did bring along some things that I thought we would want to use. And for this one, I was thinking maybe oak and dark oak. And we shouldn't ever really have to do much with this, but also it's not a bad looking farm because it has the glass and you can see inside, so I kind of don't want to cover that up. Because of that, I was thinking we could just go to each corner with dark oak, Also because there's not a lot of room between this and the next farm. And then I want to keep in mind what I had kind of the impression of with this one, that it was too wide for the roof like this. I don't want to do as tall like I did with this one. So maybe with that in mind, well, let's do this. I'm going to complete the connection between all of these. And then if we go back up top, what we could do, I have two different thoughts right now. I could do not, I don't know the different roof terms, but where it's like a V shape, an upside down V like this. I could do not that. I could do actually more like that right over there, where it's more of a, like a cone leading upwards, I guess. A boxy cone, but I don't know if I want that either. Either way, it does need to move towards the center, so we can start building this way. I'm going to connect these temporarily so I can do the same thing on either side. And then since we're already using some stone brick down there and it'll be visible, maybe we can continue that, leave a little gap in the middle. Then same thing, we'll move it in by one, just by placing one on the corner, putting down an oak log. And in case you're curious, I have absolutely no plan whatsoever, or I had no plan going into it. I'm kind of in that phase where I'm just placing down blocks and hoping that it turns out looking nice. And maybe I just don't look at it. Well, I haven't looked at it for a bit now. After this, we'll take a look. From far away, that is. So, yeah, I'm trying to do different things, give new things tries. That's not too bad, but we definitely need a way to finish it off. And I think what I'll probably do is go up to maybe a height of 3 on each of these. Because once again, we don't want it super tall. And then from that point, I'll probably slap a roof on each of them from there, just again for a little bit of coverage. And then we can fill in with some details after that, and I'll also have to come back here and build something to cover up the collection areas. Nice and simple. I also brought birch and additional spruce, so maybe for the roof. Yeah, let's see about going the opposite. Maybe a border with birch, and the main portion of it can be spruce. And I'm hoping we reduced the size of this enough so that it's not going to be like enormous and it's not going to take a ton of materials up, because we do want to avoid that. I also need a way to get across, so let's do this, and then I'm probably going to strip the logs that are in between because I don't want it too much of the regular oak look on it. There we go. That should do for this one, like that. Yeah, I like that. Just nice, natural little hut look. And actually, I'm surprised. I thought I wouldn't like the idea of going from like this, math, what would it be? The area, this area of a square to a smaller one, then a smaller one. But actually, I like how that looks. New kind of little cheat unlocked. So I don't have to spend as much time building roofs because I do not like that. Well, it's fine. It just gets old if I have to do it for as long as that one. Alright, now we just fill it with spruce in the middle, and that'll be one done, and then we go to this one, and then we do detailing. Although, I don't know that we need much with this one. I kind of like the simple look. We'll see how I feel after this. That should be this one done. I'm just going to leave some buttons up here, just because I don't really want it to be lit at this point, but I also don't want it to be spawnable. So with the buttons there, I'm hoping we can't get any mobs spawning up here. And now we just have to do this on the other one. I might be staying up too late, but I want to finish this. I'm almost done. I have a feeling we're going to have some guests in our big unlit up area over there pretty soon. I could use more bones though, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. I wonder if I should build a mob grinder, speaking of that. I think that occurred to me last video, but I just never really got around to it. Okay. There we go. Those are both done. We are starting to get visitors. I'm going to go to bed, then we can go down and hopefully collect some bones and take a look at next steps. Oh no. How unfortunate. You see that smarty pants over there? He just jumped in the water. I'm going to say how unfortunate, and it's supposed to be unfortunate for my benefit and pleasure and amusement. Hey, stay away from my villager breeder. I see bones down there. How lucky, who knew? Thank you. I wouldn't say no to string. Hey friend, thank you. And then we've still got a visitor over here. I see your little skull. Can I make it? Oh yeah, look at that. Come on. Come on, I know you're down there. Where'd you go? Hey, stop sinking. Thank you. No drops. But yeah, look at that. It's all starting to come together, isn't it? I kind of don't know how much detailing or extra stuff I even want to do here. Something about the, just really basic look I like. Did we stop running over here? What's going on? Oh, actually, are we full? Yeah, look, it's just kind of sitting here. Yeah, we're full. Okay, there's something we can do about that real quick. Rather than try to move it all back to storage, clear out the inventory really quick. And actually, speaking of this, we should get some kind of auto crafter set up for us to do this, which I'm incredibly unfamiliar with. But at least if we do this, we can consolidate it down into melons and then just throw those back in and do that a couple times. That'll give us plenty of space. But yeah, these things, a crafter, we can afford them. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember or can't be bothered to think how that works. But yeah, it'd be nice because then what it does is just what we're doing right here automatically. You get the melon slices, you set up that crafter somehow, and then it just automatically combines all the slices into melons and you can put it back into a chest. Nice and easy. So that full double chest consolidated down to that when we compress them, so gives you an idea of how much we're getting there. Actually, the pumpkins, yeah, doing much better. I also forgot we were going to cover this up, so let's do that really quick. Bring in our leaves here, and our oak. Can't get simpler than that. Oak log, oak leaf, stone brick. A classic. We don't want to mess with the redstone, so we'll just make sure we're kind of far away from that so it shouldn't affect anything. That should do, and these are just going to be like super incredibly simple. Basically going to encase them with the oak logs. For the top, kind of thinking it might be nice to just do a leaf cover. Oh, and we got to be careful with this. I'm definitely going to shift destroy that, because I think if you did, I don't know if that would count, but sometimes if you build with leaves and logs and you have a mod like falling tree on, it might think that it's a tree and then you just destroy the entire thing that you just spent all that time building, and I don't want to do that, obviously. Ow. And then we've got the stone bricks, so we can fill it in on the sides. Once again, please don't mess with the redstone. I don't see why it would. Oh, we should probably drop a torch in here. Safety first, citizen. And then we just leave it open so we can grab the chest right there. And yeah, that should be it. Nice and easy. One thing I saw comments about in the last video was kind of talking through builds a little bit more, because I usually use it as a great opportunity to run a time lapse with some Roman facts. And I definitely did like so many time lapses in the beginning of this video, so I'm doing my best to just talk through a little bit here. Well, let me know what you think, if you have a preference there. If you like seeing the cinematic builds where I go through a time lapse, or if you like the more talking through it and doing it step by step sort of thing like we did with these ones. Trying to find a good balance between all of that. But if we take a little step back now, let's see how this is all looking if we rotate around. Not too shabby. I mean, they don't really fit well together, but that was kind of the point. I wanted to try a bunch of different builds as we go and continue to fill up the island. So, I mean, we even did it over here. I used a lot of different types of things. These fit, like, style-wise a little bit more, I would say. And I'm definitely starting to get a little bit wonkier over here, just trying whatever comes to mind, but that is my jam. That's how I do. Now, with these done, I'm just adding a few lights. I'm sure it's not going to be super helpful, but speaking of that and thinking of that, with, you know, whatever we're calling this, the Appian Way or the roadway leading down the center, I'm wondering if we should do more there, whether it's fences or hedges or lighting, probably definitely lighting. And then once we've done that, we can start thinking about this area, because I am starting to think about how much time I'm running out of. It doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. And priority-wise, I really wouldn't mind getting a little infecting and curing area set up here so that I can start sending some of these villagers through, doing that and getting at least like maybe 6 farmers or something in a little farmer's market over here. Or, you know, it probably makes more sense to have it as close as possible to all of these. Could even be next to all of them. I don't know. That was kind of my thought process, is getting some farmers, curing them, and then being able to actually use all of these farms that we just made. Sell endless produce. But once again, it's bedtime, so I'm gonna probably clean up some of this stuff and then we'll think about those next steps. And actually, speaking of that, since we are talking about lighting, I am just continually running out of lanterns, so maybe we do a quick run up to the iron farm, see what that's been generating, move it all down here, and then use the iron to make a few stacks of lanterns just so I stop running out so much. I also keep forgetting to keep up with the trees, so let's clear out all of this, and I'm probably going to go do the same for spruce again, because thinking of lanterns, I probably should start smelting some spruce, get some charcoal, make a ton of torches, because that's something else that we'll need. I also just realized I didn't make coffee this morning. I just started recording maybe like 40 minutes ago, and this whole time I haven't had coffee. Do you have any on, citizen? Can I have some of yours? I'm feeling lazy. I don't want to go make coffee. Fine, be that way. Keep it all for yourself. I see how it is. See if I share with you the next time I'm making coffee.
Oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned, on the last video, I was seeing a couple comments, I don't know if it was a lot or if it was my imagination, but mentioning how I made the whole area flat and how, just mentioning, oh, you can make it on hills, you can do it on different terrain levels and it looks nice and varied. And I understand, I've done that plenty of times before in past videos. But there's just something so, I don't know, I haven't done this a while, but there's something so satisfying to me just having one big flat area to build on. Like I said, I think I mentioned it last time, I called it like a blank canvas sort of feeling, and that's exactly what I get with this. So don't get me wrong, we're going to be doing plenty of that in the future, like building things on the sides of hills and different levels of terrain and all that sort of stuff. But for a starting area especially, I don't know what it is, I just really, really like the big flat area to work with. Anyway, with all of that kind of explained or expounded upon, I did have some of this going earlier, so why don't we just add to this, get ourselves some extra charcoal, and then we'll head up to the iron farm and bring down as much as we can, which actually if we consolidate into blocks, I'm sure we can bring it all. What's your guess though? Do you think the entire chest is full, or are we not quite there yet? I'm gonna say almost full, but not quite. That's my guess. The one on the bottom, that is. I do like this hallway. I gotta use copper more often. I don't, and I need to. Whee! Up we go, and pew! Love that. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, look who was right. Oh, the last one. 7. So, yeah, all those would be empty. Okay, wow, I'm good. We should probably also bring these for bone meal, and then I guess just as much as we can carry, which, as I mentioned, will be more if we turn it into blocks of iron. Oh, another thing, by the way, I can barely hear the iron golems being damaged, and that's because I'm using this sound muffler mod. And I think it's actually just called that, sound muffler. So if you're ever curious about, why certain sounds come across loud, some don't, that was for my sanity's sake. I added that mod. There we go, cleared out. And that is over 4.5 stacks of blocks of iron. So I think we should be good for a while. Hey, get in there, buddy. Take your hot tub bath. They've been doing that. I wonder if I should, add stairs there instead or something. Oh, and by the way, I don't think we're going to have enough time to do a build up here to cover the iron farm, but that's okay. It actually looks, really cool the way it is. But eventually, we're going to get to that. Probably just be, a big glass casing, because I like the way it looks. Down we go. Compost the poppies, and make many more lanterns. I'll maybe keep a stack or 2 of these for the bees, which actually we should go do, but yeah, the rest we can just put in there. While I've got them, and while the sun is up, let's see if we can breed the bees, because they're not all full, the hives in here, that is. Not a lot out, just you 2. Oh, there's some more. There we go. More baby bees, please. Who else is ready to go? There we go. Everybody will get their turn. There you go, there you go. Alright, that's a good amount of new baby bees. We just gotta keep that up, I keep forgetting. And then... oh, I actually had a lot of charcoal in here. I forgot I guess I had been working on that for a bit, so let's just do this. Get back some iron ingots, turn a ton of those into nuggets, and then see how many lanterns we can get out of this. It does actually take a lot of the nuggets, because, you need 8 per lantern, so it takes quite a bit, which is why I don't typically try to do a ton of these until I have unlimited iron. Then it's kind of like, who cares? Or a bunch of librarians. Works just as well. Of course, I'm 1 short. Or I have 1 torch that I needed, is what I mean. There we go. 3.5 stacks-ish. I'm happy with that. Let's think about next steps. I've thought about it, and I do think that I want to work a little bit on villager curing, infecting and curing, that is. Because at least before the end of this video, I want an opportunity to use all of this stuff. So that means probably, I don't even know, maybe 6 farmers? That would be probably enough to heal whatever we needed up and get plenty of emeralds, and I want them all cured multiple times. So that means I'd want to put some little area right here for infecting and curing villagers as they come out of the breeder. And then just beyond that, I could have a little farmer's market area that would be across from all of this. That could just be, basically holding the farmers in one place after they've been cured. But there is a problem with that. Fortunately, I did find somewhere these couple brewing stands. So we're all set with that as far as making potions, because once again, we need splash potions of weakness. Yeah, that's this right here. And for that, we need a fermented spider eye and gunpowder. But we also need blaze powder to actually power the brewing stand. Yeah, just to check, I've got all this stuff, right? Spider eye, yes. Sugarcane for sugar, yes. And 6 brown mushrooms, so that should be plenty, I think. Yeah. In any event, that means we need blaze rods. You know where this is going, citizen. We need to head to the nether. Surprisingly, you don't need nether wart for this. Normally you do, or for a lot of them you do, to make an awkward potion, but this one you do not, which I'm a fan of. But anyway, if we're going to the nether, I don't see a reason not to max out our diamond armor now, especially because we have 55 diamonds. And then also, we'll want to head over really quick and buy some extra arrows because I'm getting a bit low. So we need leggings and a helmet. So we'll do that. We'll get ourselves some leggings and a helmet. We will swap on those two, and now full diamond. Long time coming. Okay, so let's now take those, go grab some more. Come on, there we go. Some more arrows from our Fletcher friends. Then we head to the nether, we grab some blaze rods, and also I meant to check how much gold I have. We might have to look into that too for golden apples, but especially if we're going to be doing 6 villagers, yeah, I'm going to need a lot of gold. Maybe we start with 3 instead. Expand when we have a gold farm. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it, but that's probably going to be the bottleneck. How much gold we can get to make golden apples. What do you think, plebs? How much gold am I going to be able to get? Which one is the arrow one? That's you. Let's just get a bunch. There we go. Do we need anything else while we're here? Actually, are you still selling stuff? Yeah, let's get a new axe. I'm getting a little bit low on this one. Actually, we could probably combine these two, get Unbreaking 2 on it. I wasn't planning on enchanting an axe this video, but a little hint on what I'm thinking. There's a pretty strong possibility we're going to be going all out next video. As far as enchanting the rest of our gear, we did a lot of setup this video for villagers as far as the breeder, a lot of produce, and then if we make farmers, that'll be pretty much infinite emeralds and experience, depending on how patient we are. Which means next video, we should be able to work on librarians to get the enchantments that we want and fully max out our gear. I mentioned I wanted to do that before taking on the Ender Dragon. Oh, and I'm remembering a lot of comments right now, so I'll also mention with the to-do board, since it's so full, we'll have to knock a couple things off of here, which we're actually going to be doing at the end of this video. I'll take off everything that we took care of. And then I'll be looking through your comments to add some of the things that you mentioned, because there were some good ones in there that I definitely want to do for this world. All that being said, we'll keep some spare arrows in here. Spare axe, spare emeralds. Oh yeah, here we go. So we've already got 1 golden apple. Let's start this raw gold cooking up. We've got 2 blocks. Change that into ingots. I just want to see real quick how many golden apples we can make. It's 8 gold ingots per apple. Got about a stack, a little over a stack. There we go, so total, we have 69 gold ingots, which means we could get 8 more. Actually, that's kind of perfect. That would be 9 total golden apples, and if we make 3 farmers, we could cure them each 3 times, and that should be a pretty good deal. So let's keep the stuff we're working with in here. I think we'll need 3 of each of these things, and that should give us a start. This will be the fermented spider eye. We'll need bottles, that, a brewing stand. I'm kind of just, this is getting ahead of myself, but that's what we should be using when we get back. And now for my least favorite part. The only upside is I know there's another fortress like right there as soon as we go into the nether, but I did not find a blaze spawner yet, so that's the one thing we'll have to keep an eye out for. In we go. I'm not gonna wear gold, I prefer full diamond now, so yeah, this could be a little dangerous. I can already hear snorting. We have to pass by danger to get to more danger. Yeah, speaking of which, hey friend. Are you upset with me? I did nothing to you. You kidding me? I can hear him getting so upset in there. I'm glad this wall is here. There's a blaze. Is there a spawner right there? Maybe? Hello? Ooh, I need more of these too. Any blaze spawners just for me? No, not wither skeletons. It's pronounced blaze spawner. Don't be silly. Gonna try to gingerly build my way across this because it's not the safest thing in the world. At least it doesn't go down into lava. I hear blaze and I see wither skeletons, so do you want to come over this way so I don't have to fight you over there? Yep. Right over this way, please. No, do not step in front of my arrows, please. We don't need a piggy horde after us. Okay, that's them taken care of. There was a blaze up here. Hey, buddy, we might not even need a spawner. There's quite a few of them. Ow. All right, there's our first blaze rod at least. And take him out. Oh, are we... Oh, they intersect. Like, we just stepped into a bastion. That's what that advancement was. Look, it's right through that window right there. All right, we're here. Let's see what's in the chests. Ooh, rib armor trim. Neato. Very cool. That was only 1 blaze rod. Technically, that's all we need. But at the same time, I'm already here. Oh, wow. Hello. horse armor. We'll take it. And gold. I know 2 horses that are going to be happy when we get back. Should I have been remembering which way I came from? I know we saw the chests from where... Did I run upstairs? No, I didn't come from this way. Ooh, there's another blaze over here. Can I have a blaze rod? No? Really? Well, another one there. Nothing. They are not dropping anything for me. This is where I came from. Yeah. And actually, we didn't need it, but we're here. Let's grab some of this. Nether wart. We could always start a farm once we're back home. And honestly... I mean, I would like 1 more blaze rod just so we have 2. 1 right behind me. Or not behind me. Below me. There we go. Man, they are just not dropping them. What about that one? I just dropped one over here. No. Man, they really just are not interested in dropping me anything. Hello, Ghast. No, thank you. How about you? There we go. There's one that dropped me something finally. And that's 2. I should be okay with that. But also, I think there might be a spawner right beneath us here because look at how many are popping out of this area. Ow. Yeah, there's gotta be. Oh, man. He dropped one. There's one right in front of my face. Can't see. Can't see. Can't heal. Okay, we need to step back and heal for a second. That was a little too close. And we gotta be smart. If there's one there, I just need to remember that it's there. And I know it's there. We can come back when we're more prepared. And we could always get more at that point. I don't need more than I have. So let's just be smart. There's gotta be one there. So let's head home. Back to safety, please. No, not wither skeletons. You're pronouncing it wrong. You heard me. This guy heard me. Nope. No. Thank you. Okay. How do I get back? Just this way. Okay. Oh boy. Well, could have been worse, but I'd like to go back to safety, please. Oh, much better. We should put away some of the goodies. Put the gold and blaze rods in there. Put our fancy new armor trim in there as well. Look at that. Now we've got rib armor trim and coast armor trim. And then we've got the armor as well as extra saddles. Do both of our horses have saddles? I don't remember. So before I forget, let's just go equip that. Oh, and by the way, I'm probably not doing any naming yet just because the rate at which I'm making these videos, I'm kind of waiting for comments to come in. So I'm still reviewing comments about suggestions for names for the horses. So horsey number 1, we'll give the diamond armor, then jump over to you. Horsey number 2, the golden armor. And they are looking much fancier, much better for an imperator. Okay, now we just confirm that we can actually make what we need to make. And I don't know why I got 3 of each of these. If we're doing 3 cures, I can probably, I'll get 3. I could always come back and do more. Let's just do 1 batch right now. Because there's a chance we could just do this all in one, like a splash potion that hits 3 villagers, that is. So, fermented spider eye. I forgot we also need 1 gunpowder. Go to the river, fill our glass bottles with water. Let's say we're popping down the brewing stand right here in the house. And then this is where the blaze rods come in. We'll take 1 of those, turn it into blaze powder. Put it into here to power it, throw in our water bottles, and then, hoping that I'm not mistaken, we also throw in the fermented spider eye. There we go. With that done, we have potions of weakness, but that's not exactly what we want. We want to add the gunpowder now. There we go, to turn it into splash potions of weakness. Exactly what we want. Local brewery. Now, we go back here, we follow through on, well, we could do 9 now, but it doesn't really make sense to do 9. Kind of be a waste of gold, so let's just do 8 for now. And that is all we need. 3 of these, 9 apples. Golden apples. Now we will need to build a little hut in which to do this, and since it's an infecting and curing area, it'll probably be pretty dark. I also want it to be fairly simple, so we're not going to go overboard with this. Oh, we should probably bring a bunch of rail with us as well, because we need to actually attach it. What happened to all the rail I made? I guess I used it all in the pumpkin and melon farms. If only we had infinite iron. Oh, how much we're gonna need, but let's do a decent amount, and then I'll also bring iron with, because we'll need to make more minecarts probably. Alright, let's do it. So for this area, it needs to be next to the breeder, but set back a little bit off the path, because I want the option to either send the villagers from here into the infecting and curing area, or just right on by, because some of them might not need it. So, bearing that in mind, This isn't going to be like fancy or automated or anything like that. I think all I'm going to do is catch a zombie, lock it inside whatever we build, and then have a path that the villagers can kind of go through on a minecart and stop, and then somehow power their way through. That might take some testing, I guess, but it shouldn't be too bad. So let's say, maybe just so it lines up with something here, just a tiny little hut. That'll be an area for a zombie. Then they can be continued through to a smaller, or do we want a smaller portion or a larger portion where they can start curing and healing? Well, I guess they need to be infected multiple times. I didn't think this through, did I? Let's just do 2 chambers, and yeah, this will be pretty small. I don't want a ton of room for error. I also should have brought powered rail. So if we say villager gets sent through on rail, ends up going in here, this is where a zombie's trapped. I can fit 4 in there before they get sent on to this area. If I leave something open right here, I can throw in potions and reach the villagers to give them apples. And then when they're on their last cure, somehow I need to send them into here where the zombie can't get through, which means all of these are just going to be that high. They might take damage as they come through on a minecart, but that's fine. And then I just need a way of stopping them at each point, which is why I needed to do the testing, which requires powered rail. So let's go grab a little bit of that, and then we can continue building up this, which again is going to be quite small. See, aren't you glad we didn't waste the last of our gold? We wouldn't have had enough. And then who would look like a fool? That's right, me. Somehow I don't win either way. What I'm not sure about is whether or not a minecart would stop on powered rail if it's not currently powered. So for example, if it gets sent out from there, rolls along, if we put powered rail here, will it stop there? And then same thing here, will it stop there? Then we connect it all up, and then just probably like a button or something nearby. So button there, button here. If I press that, it powers it, but then it takes off the power. So what I'm curious about is if we start sending things in here, does that cause it to stop? Or, well, that's not very helpful. Oh, it does. So it actually stops when it hits that. What happens if another one pushes against the back of it? Hiya! Get going. Nope, literally the opposite way I wanted you to go. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it seems to pretty well stop that. The only problem would be then what happens when I do nothing? Yeah, then it goes if I give it a little push. Okay, I mean, we could probably work with this. I am most likely going to be taking lots of damage from zombies, but like I said, I think we can work with it. I'm just going to replace the floor real quick. Do these chiseled deep slate, and then probably for safety's sake, actually, you know what? There's a way to make this safer too, isn't there? If we put a block right there, doesn't it power the block, which would then power the rail, so I don't actually have to have this open? So if I press that, yeah, that powers the rail as well. Okay, so we can do that. And as I was saying, for safety's sake, I don't want them burning up in the sunlight, so we'll just have that until we're completely done with this whole curing process. And we'll continue covering most of this up. We just need to leave a little window there, because that's where I'll be throwing in the potions of weakness and the apples. Then we finish framing it in with the dark oak. Perfect amount again, look at that. I mean, I had more, but still. And then, just to double check, zombie should be fine with this height, right? Nice and cramped. I guess we could go up by 1 just to be safe, but no, we don't want them stepping on that and getting out. Yep, let's just cover it. Make sure we get lights in there. Very simple little box of torture for our villagers, or I mean, of health and curing. Definitely not a, terrifying experience for them. No. Now, we do need a way to get the zombie in tonight. And assuming we get it right here, it shouldn't step over the rails. It's just not smart enough to do that for whatever reason. So we don't really need a boat, but also I don't really feel like using a name tag. So maybe, well, we can get one that picks something up, I'm sure. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So if zombies chasing us, we run in here, step over here, they come in, I can hopefully click behind them and do that, and then, I mean, if I step over here, they shouldn't really be able to follow me, but just in case, I'll do that. And that seems foolproof to me, but I'm sure I'm going to be proved wrong tonight when we try to get a zombie in here. Now, fortunately, we still have, like, lots and lots and lots and lots of villagers, so if this requires some trial and error, it's not really that bad, because, yeah, I just don't see us running out right now. Yes, every villager is precious and special and all of that, but, you know, also maybe slightly expendable? Slightly? Oh, yep, I just heard it. Hooray! That's gonna make things even more fun tonight. I don't know if it'll change much, but... Oh, I just heard I completely forgot we have a, yeah, we've got a friend in here already. We could take him out and cure him with the rest, but... Nah, I think he likes it in there. I'm not going to connect these up yet, but close. And like I said, we've got a beautiful rainy night coming up in about 1 minute. And then I'm really hoping we can just get a zombie out here where it's nice and easy. Even over there would be fine. And we hope this works. Oh, there's already a creeper out. Is this a thunderstorm? It is a thunderstorm. Oh, man. I mean, yeah, it could burn our houses down. We've got to go to... Oh, see? It just struck over there. We got to go to sleep. That stinks. We're going to lose a night. Oh, man. Oh. Well, yeah, you're no good, but that guy's wearing a hat. He might work. Get out of the way. Yeah, you see me. You don't bother me. Can you pick something up, please? Because it's no good if unless we get him in a boat or name tag him. We could name tag him. Except I don't have a name tag on me. You sure you don't want to pick anything up, buddy boy? Alright, let's run and make a boat. Let's see if we can manage this. Get a boat quickly. He's right behind me. This needs to be as close as possible to here. That's pretty close. Can they walk over rails now? Yeah, I didn't think so. Hey, no, hey, I'm over here. Look. Do you want to hop in there? Okay, I mean, this might work. That might be close enough where we could actually get it to work. And if it doesn't, we can try again tomorrow night with a non-thunderstorm. Okay, so I guess we're doing... because these aren't gonna... Oh, they do fit there. Ow! Hey, there's gonna be lots of that coming up. Yeah, can't put them there. Okay, so we'll just kind of do this temporarily. Okay, not what we wanted. Not in the least, but it might still work. So villager comes in, it stops here. If we get a second and a third, he should be able to reach at least one, and then hopefully they can reach each other. Then they're all stuck here. We cure them 3 times. On the third, we press the button and start pushing them through to the next part, but that is blocked off, so they shouldn't be able to get through. Once they're fully cured, this guy won't be able to reach them in the next room. Then we can send them on their way out. Does that make sense, or am I missing something? I don't want to, well, actually, I don't want to waste my my potions and my golden apples. That's a big thing. Okay, I guess we just kind of have to go for this. My one kind of fear of this is somehow the boat is going to get in the way and the villager is going to come in and just kind of bounce back, but I guess the only way to find out if that's going to happen is to test it. So we get this fully connected up. I'm probably going to make sure that we can get the 3 villagers all infected, and that'll be the first test, and then as long as we can get that, I think we'll be good. Oh, and before we do, I don't know if I mentioned, I'm using a data pack that allows me to do the cure stacking like it used to be. If you're not familiar, they basically fixed, quote-unquote, that feature where you can cure villagers more than once. I think that was a bad move, so I found a data pack that brings it back to the way it used to be. So in case you're curious and you knew about that, I am still able to do that in this version because of the data pack. Alright, let's give this a shot, put the extra minecarts in, see if we can get our first villager to get picked up there. Comes around. Hey, Mustache, how's it going? He's heading right in there. He did get damaged, but he stopped, which is good. This guy can't reach him, which is bad, but if we add 2 more villagers, I think he will. There'll be like a chain effect where they can all infect each other, essentially. Let's test that hypothesis. Hello, buddy. Welcome to your best day ever. Oh, I was afraid of that. It pushed him through. Okay, so... Oh, did he got that guy. Okay, so we just need to send you... Nope, other way. Back through. Send this guy back through. Come on. He's like, don't send me back in there. Oh, wait, that's bad. That's bad. This is why why we're doing the testing, citizen. This is why. Okay. Oh, boy. Things aren't going, like, the best. Yep. Okay, so that one just got... we lost one. See, it's fine. It's fine. This is why we do the testing. This is why we have tons of villagers. It's totally fine. Here's what we're going to do. This is the wrong move. We should not have the ability to come through here, even with a rail there. So we're going to just block this off for now. We'll open it up, like I said, when we're on the last cure. Because that guy is getting... Yeah, see, he's going to get taken out. They're still good in here. He shouldn't be able to go backwards. So now we just need to send 2 more in here. Now that they can't move forward, the powered rail is not enough to stop that from happening, it seems. So we just need a new volunteer. And there he is. Right in we go. Nope, don't bounce back. Oh, that's... I hate that. I hate that that happens. How do I stop that from happening? Stop bouncing back. Stop bouncing back. I guess we could send them in here when there's no rail. We just get rid of this. Because then what are they going to roll backwards on? So get moving forward a bit, please. Go on. Go on. Move forward. Move forward. Okay. Should be enough space for a third. I'm kind of getting not so picky about how this works. As long as it works, just move up, move up, move up. Thank you. Okay, whew, one more. And this time, we'll just kind of have them fall off the rail and go in here. Don't look at me that way. I didn't look at a tutorial. I just tried something new. It's still gonna work. It's just not ideal, obviously. But see, little trial and error. Now it's working. We just move out of the way so they can't see us. And I think I just heard the magic noise. There we go. 3 volunteers for curing. We just have to figure out how to get them out of here when it comes time to do that. We'll figure it out. I could probably put rail underneath them. Yeah, that's a problem for another day. Let's just get the stuff. We do our first cure. We hope that this splash potion hits all of them. I see literally no reason why it shouldn't. So we hit all 3 of you with the splash potion. We give you each your apple, and we wait patiently for you all 3 to be cured. And we do that 3 times. I foresee no future issues. I think we've got it worked out, he said very uncertainly. Hey, there we go. Oh, okay. So they just turned 1 right back into 1. So we need to wait for 2 more, then we can throw the cure again. You can tell from the particles, at least, that we've got these 2 still running. There's another one with a very neat mustache, I must say. Yes, quite. Who are these fine gentlemen I'm bunking with? Ah, there we go. Brought me out of my reverie. So, I guess we just kind of step away and see what happens if we leave them alone for another minute or so. Oh, what could that noise be? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It must be something, but... Oh, hey, you've all changed again. They actually all looked at me when I said, oh, hey. Alright, round number 2. Get y'all going again. It's round number 3 that's going to be hard, because I'll have to get them through here somehow. And actually, I could probably do the setup now, because they're not moving currently, which is good. I'll just have to find a way to get rail underneath them, and then maybe I can just send a new minecart down and it'll push the 3 of them? We can hope. One right after the other, they both just cured. What's up with you, buddy? I wonder if I should try to push 2 of them through while... Yeah, oh, there you go, so you just cured. Like... push 2 through while they're like this and not gonna continuously try to hurt me. So like, for example, can I get... I got a rail somewhere there. Let's just move this. It's not doing anything for us. There's already one there, apparently, so these guys might be on a rail. So if I can... Oh, nice. Well, the zombie's still gonna give us trouble, but I can at least get 2 of them in here. Knock it off. Okay, to push them through, and then we get you pretty close to being able to go through there. We replace this. Then all we should have to do, make sure they're fully in here. We break 1 more of these, and then we just launch. Once this guy gets infected, we launch him in there to infect the other 2. Then I think we can wrap up. Alright, can you reach him from there, zombie, if you wanted to infect him? Yeah, okay, he can. Okay, now we just have to get you on the rail. You should already be, but just in case. There we go. And we push you in with your friends, and you can have a nice little chat with them. Go on. There we go. Now, can you reach them by chance if I leave you alone for a minute? Oh, I hear something happening in there. Making new friends. Well, it's not at all how I planned it, but we're scrappy, and it works. Look at that. This is your last cure, fellas. Here you go. They pretty much had their weight in gold with these apples, but hopefully it'll be worth it. You've got lots of experience and emeralds to give me. Ooh, and golden carrots. I didn't even think about that. We're gonna get golden carrots. Beautiful. Alright, let's cover some more of this up if we can. Leave this Sunny Jim guy in here for later use, potentially. Make sure it's all blocked up so it's good to go, and yeah, as soon as these guys cure, I think we'll be good to go. Another little note if you're trying this yourself. If you're doing it like this and there's 3 together and they could infect each other once the first one cures, you gotta stay by them, essentially, because if you're nearby, they focus on you. They don't attack each other. If I walk away and 1 or 2 of them cures, but not the 3rd, he's gonna re-infect them because I'm not here, so this is the point where I have to stay by them. There's number 1, and it also made me think of something that I could have done that would have been a little bit more clever, would be lock in 3 farmers first and level them up to make sure they had both pumpkin and melon trades. But even if that's not the case, they should have one or the other, and that way we can utilize both of these farms. At least you better. There's number 2, and number 3. Wonderful. So those are 3 triple cured villagers, and yeah, we're all safe now. There's no chance you're gonna get reinfected. I want to grab a composter and just see, make sure this all was not for naught, as they say. Who says? Nobody says that. I'm not taking you out of your carts there, so you may as well just grab onto this. Can you not while you're in the carts? Okay. We're gonna hope it's alright. We just need to make an area for them, get them set up, turn them into farmers, make sure we can trade. So let me think about that for a minute, do a little bit of planning, and then we'll get started. Thinking about where we're going to be setting up the villagers and getting a farmer's market type area set up, that's making me think well, not entirely the reason I made an apiary over here, but one of the reasons was to get honey blocks, because I like to use those for villagers, and I'm dumb. Apparently I already made glass bottles. I didn't think that I did. So real quick, we can breed the bees again, then I'm going to start collecting honey for honey blocks, and we can use those to start to set up a kind of a, hey, come here you, like a farmer's market type area for our farmers. Wow, it's starting to get crowded in here for sure, but it's looking good. We can start collecting more of these. Be our guest. Gotta love that. And that is a full collection. Perfect. With those, we take the 4 honey bottles and we can get ourselves 3 honey blocks, which is actually exactly the amount that we need. Put these back in here. And then, once again, the reason that I like to do these is because typically you have to build something for villagers where it's too high. That way they can't jump over it. But if you use a honey block... So for example, if this is ground level, that's a honey block, and you just do 1 high instead, if the villagers are here, they can't jump over. It just makes it so your jump is that high instead of, the normal 1 block jump height. So that's the idea. We're going to use this as a part of the build. And I guess before we head over, we should just start grabbing some of the things I think that I'll be using for this. Might actually not be a bad idea to get some red dye with the beetroot and then turn some of this white wool into red wool and then use that as a part of a canvas for this. So let's take some of this stuff over and just start seeing what we can build. I don't really have any solid plans for this. Shocking, I know. And once again, it probably makes sense to have it right next to the curing and infecting area just because that's also close to all of the produce. I kind of wanted it closer to the main sort of villa area, but I just think it makes much more sense to keep it close to our villager and auto farm area instead. So if that's the case, and considering we might make this a bit bigger and grander eventually, or at least just change it up, because right now it's, let's be honest with ourselves, it's kind of just a box. We'll give ourselves some room before we start doing whatever we're going to do here. So that's 13 blocks. Let's do that. That should be plenty of space, and actually, that lines up nicely here. Maybe I'll align it with this one, just so it's all lined up nicely. Now, as for the villager, where the villagers are going to be themselves, I want it to be pretty simple and close by. The whole idea about this is I want something close to the base where we can always get experience and emeralds if we need them. And it'll probably expand in the future. So right now, 3 farmers, but eventually we'll probably have our Fletchers here, maybe some toolsmiths, or even it could be the clerics or things that we need, specific items and things that we want to replenish storage with. So this is just a start, which means we want it to be able to expand too. Hello, kitty cat. We've got to get some more animals in here. I got to catch some cats, tame them, got to get some dogs eventually. But for now, let's just kind of set an outline for this area. Actually, what I'm kind of thinking of at the moment is... when I did the Winter Village video with Mrs. Legion, that's kind of what's coming to mind here. We did sort of an outdoor market type of area for that too. Oh, but reminder, we need to cover where the villagers are, because we don't want them getting struck by lightning. Oh, and I'm just remembering a bunch of stuff. We have to make sure it's safe from baby zombies, because if those got out here and just got in, they just reinfect everything. Okay, so if that's the general outline, it leaves us space, like I said, to expand this area eventually. It's sort of across from this, and I don't really have an idea for this yet. It doesn't really matter. I think this is probably one of the last things we'll have time for today. So since it's a farmer's market, we'll have the farmer area kind of central. And what if we did something like... I love this rain. This is so helpful. Anyway, I'm just finding the central point because I want to have the farmers be, well, the central point. And then there would be things kind of lining the outside of it. But for now, we're saying probably 2 blocks in between. And then we want some trapdoors, spruce trapdoors, because that'll cover the front of these. I actually don't need this many, I just realized, because I'm going to be doing something else. Basically, I don't really want to be able to see the honey block except for what they're standing on. And I want to have the composters behind them. Typically, I would put it front, just so I know what they are, or, I could break it and take it back down if I need to. But I was thinking to make it easier to collect experience, we're going to have them set up in such a way that it's behind, and we can just easily soak up all the experience when we do trades. So what if we then had these sort of stone brick stairs on either side, just for some amount of design, and then maybe we would use the trapdoors, just to make it nice and simple. Can put it on either side like this, which is why I gave them a bit of space in between each one. Once again, they should not be able to jump over any of that, so it should be safe. And then I probably won't put it in yet, but I was thinking once we get the villager actually in there, we could maybe have a trapdoor up top like that. That should hold them in place, but also I could still come in here, grab what I need, and back out. But that's kind of the idea. I'm going to do some thinking about what the rest of this is going to look like while we wait for the rain to stop. And that'll be good time spent anyway because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. We got the sun back, and what I'm thinking we'll probably do, after we make a few stone bricks, that is at the corners, we will start by putting down some stone brick, then a wall, then a fence. And come to think of it, I probably should have brought chains too, just because, like I said, I really like that design. And then a few back from there, maybe back there. We'll do the same thing. We're going to make kind of like a little canopy type thing to house them and make sure they have protection from the elements. And for now, I'm going to leave all of this stuff here because I'm going to go grab more. I actually want some chain, some lightning rods, and I'm not sure what else. Oh, the lanterns. We have to grab those too. Some hay bales might be nice. Just some things to decorate with. We'll get a stack of lanterns, maybe 32 chains, and we'll say 12 lightning rods. Can those be waxed? Oh, they can. Okay. Do we have extra honeycomb? Yep, I've got enough. Look at that. See, the bees are coming in handy. They're being useful. Do another little collection spree. And then where this is now, as far as the height of these, that'll be how tall the villagers are, so we need to go a bit taller still after that. So why don't we say one more fence. Then at the front, I think what I probably will do is a mixture. So just kind of switching off between the two types of wool that we brought all the way across. So that kind of look, the, you know, hey, this is a farm stall look. You know what I'm talking about. Don't give me that look. That look. Okay, I'll stop. Get that covered, and then we need to do the rest over here, which might be... Why don't we switch off? We'll do slabs in between, then we'll go to leaves, slabs again, and then back to the wool. Yeah, that looks nice. Oh, I need one more thing of slabs on this end. That ought to be good, and then underneath, this is where I thought we could use the lightning rods and the iron chain. We could do something where maybe it's other way, upside down stair, then lightning rod on either side. Yeah, because it's horizontal, it's not like we could use a wall or a fence to make that a little bit more of a transition, so that's fine. And then between it, we go with the chain. And if it's too long, I could do that again in the middle, but that actually should be fine. Just kind of looks like it's holding things together, and I like that. Same thing on the back. And then probably couldn't do it over each villager, but maybe one off to each side. We do that with a lantern and one behind back here. That should be enough light, and that should just about do it. One other thing I might do is get a few signs and just see if that might be nice, like putting them up there, a little bit of extra detail. And then also, I think I might want to do path blocks in the front and maybe replace these. There we go. Not too bad. Now I think I'll probably do a perimeter around it with fence and walls and stuff like that, because once again, we want to make sure mobs cannot get inside this area. So we'll have a little sleep, then we'll check that out. Let's make it pretty simple. I'm just going to make these too high so that nothing can get over that block, and then if we connect them with fences, we might end up doing leaves on top of that just to make it look a little bit better. I want to use barrels, but I'm a bit afraid to because technically they're a job block, right? They make a fisherman, and I don't want to confuse the farmers or anything else that we put in here by putting job blocks that are, you know, just being used as decoration. This, I hope, should make the area safe. We just need to close up the front here and then add some additional lighting, which actually we might be able to do something with some overhang like that and do it on the other side just so we have it lit on both ends. Yeah, that'll be good. The corners, I'm just kind of lighting the outside just to hopefully keep the surrounding area safe too. Very good. I like it. Now we just need to do a little bit of decorating. And it does have space too if we ever wanted to come back and add more villagers, like I mentioned. Just get some hay bales in the corners. And I also probably should have brought some bone meal. So maybe we'll do that. Also, I probably should not have done all of these path blocks because we need to bring rail through here to actually get the villagers in. So my mistake. We'll get rid of those for now. I also don't think I could have these here yet because I won't be able to run a rail over that. Okay, let's grab some bone meal and do the rest over there. Probably grab some flowers and stuff too. Or even a tree? Would a tree fit in here? No, probably not. But anyway, I'm pretty much just going to bone meal the rest and add some flowers and that sort of thing, just so that it looks a little bit more complete in here. But then in the future, what I might end up doing is moving all of this, or even expanding the fence out. And then if we need more villagers to fit in here, I could put like a little stall in this corner, a couple things back here, or even lining the back so that you can kind of walk around a pathway on the interior. Could probably even fit something underneath the back of this. So you get the idea. There's more we can do here, but for now, I just want to fill it out with detail. And by now, the poppies that we threw into the auto composter should be completely done, and I'm hoping we've got a decent amount. Oh yeah, plenty. Grab a few of these things. Maybe put these by the entrance, and a couple around the sides here, just so that the villagers can't say we didn't try to make things looking nice for them. Also, I'm pretty much out of those now, so I think what I can do is right-click with bone meal, and then you get more of each, because I don't want to be out of any of these. So, there we go. Get a bit more added around the sides with the bone meal. Take out the tall grass because we don't want that. Then we should find that things are looking pretty good. I'll just add these as sort of like a side to the pathways and framing in the stand itself. So we'll see how that looks in a second. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks great. I love that. I think we're ready to get the villagers moved in. So we'll have one more sleep and then we'll give that a shot. So I guess now the question is, how are we getting our villagers into each of these spots? And why can't I place rail on a honey block? Shouldn't it be able to go there? Is it just because it's a honey block you can't play? Well, I guess that's not necessarily an issue. What we could do instead, place a block in front, do that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, let's start on the left side, wrap it around. Oh, that's not gonna work. Get rid of the path blocks. Try one more time, bring it out here. Then it works. Okay, so let's bring this all the way over to where our villagers currently are. And you know what? Just to be safe, because I can already foresee trouble here, I'm going to get rid of the job blocks that I'm not trying to tie a villager to. So when we're starting on the left, that's the only job block in the entire area, right? There's nothing else, because they're going to try to be naughty. They always do. So that should be the only opportunity for them to grab a job block. And it doesn't matter which one, but we got to try to get one of these guys on the rail. And actually, that button is still there. I wonder if we can get them onto that and sort of launch them. So who wants to go first? Doesn't matter if you get on there. That would be great. Oh, I think he's on. So if I press that button, that's not going to work. It's not fast enough. Push and go. There we go. That kind of worked. Are you going to be able to make it all on your own? I kind of doubt it. Why are you staring at me? You got an exciting roller coaster ride. Yeah, look at that. That sounds more fun than being creepy and staring at me. All right, push. Go on. Get up there. Make it. Oh, I think we got it. Push him a little bit more. Okay, so we need to set this up so that we can break the minecart, but then he can't get out. So we'll replace the things we need to replace. What happened to my trapdoors? I didn't put those away, did I? Why would you tell me to put those away? I still needed them. Unbelievable. Okay, and then what do we want to do here? Because if I put it here and flip it up, I wouldn't be able to get the experience, so that's why we wanted to avoid that. But if I put one there and then another on top, get rid of that, you should be stuck in there. And he just took his job. I wonder if, do you even need to get out of the minecart? Oh, look at that. Look at those trades. I think you might, because I want to test anyway. Let's do F3B for hitboxes so we can see and not hit you. So we'll get the minecart. I want to test and make sure you can't get out of there. You look well and truly stuck, which is good. And it also, I just remembered something we forgot. I should replace these with chests. Actually, 6 might be perfect, because I want a couple chests for the produce so I don't have to continuously run back and forth. We can keep some temporarily here. But I also want one for emeralds. So same thing. I could just keep some emeralds here. Wouldn't have to keep running back and forth. So maybe let's just replace a couple here with, let's say, produce chests. That'll be where the produce is. And then on either side, we can have one each for emeralds, just in case we want to keep them here. And once again, I think he's stuck. So actually, what we should do is lock him in. And unsurprisingly, we're going to lock all of them in with carrot and potato trades, just because that's what we have over here. So why wouldn't we? So let's grab, oh yeah, they're entirely full. Let's grab what we can of each of these. Full on both, that's good to see. Then we'll get him locked in and we'll come back for the other two. All right, buddy, what have you got for me? So we want to cycle trades until we see carrots and potatoes, but I was mentioning earlier, this is why I liked the beetroot idea, because they sell for 1 instead of 11, for example, for potatoes. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be a big issue, just because it's a completely different farm for beetroot and for wheat. Come on, you know exactly what I want, and you're intentionally not doing it. There we go. Carrot and potato. So 7 for carrot, 11 for potato. I think that'll be just absolutely fine. So we will lock you in, and in fact, we'll level you up. And this is what I was talking about. So he does take pumpkin trades, but not melon. Except that might be next. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, he's locked in. We're happy about that. We can set the second one up for a new villager. And then I'll probably keep the potato and carrot in here, and I'll keep pumpkin and melon in this one. So this is the next. That looks like it's set up properly. He's locked in, so we shouldn't have any issues. Yeah, we're good. All right, who's next? You look like you're going to be difficult because you're up against the wall. Oh no, that wasn't so bad. And press and go. Onward to your brand new adventure as a farmer, stuck here forever in honey, sticky toes, the best. Same thing, we want to get you locked in for the exact same trade. Oh, that was easy. Carrots and potatoes will get you leveled up. And see, once again, if you will give me... Okay, pumpkin trade. I'm starting to think maybe the melon trade is the next one. I can't quite remember. We'll find out shortly, though. I fully intend to max these guys out. I want golden carrots by the end of the video, for sure. All right, last one. We wrap around this way. Remember that that doesn't work. Get rid of the path block. There we go. Last villager coming up. I have to say, this is a lot easier than just hoping that they'll sniff out their job block and come all the way over here. I'm a big fan of using the rail system instead. And then that guy hasn't taken his job block yet, but I'm sure he will, probably in the morning. So let's get rid of all of this. We can put the path blocks back. We'll wait till morning, and then I have a couple other things I need to take care of. Okay, so one of them, before I forget, we need to put this fence gate back so it's secure in there. I just locked that guy in, so all 3 of them are good. We need to finish cleaning this up. Then I'll run back and forth a couple times and fill that chest up with the carrots, the potatoes, the melons. But it looks like I'm taking a trip back to storage first because I am out of room. Well, no, actually I'm not, because I have a feeling we're going to be doing more decorating out here, so I'm just going to put that down and keep all this in here. We'll leave the mine carts over here, just so whenever we need villagers, this thing will be fully stocked, and if I forget, I won't have to worry about bringing more. And then, as I said, I will run back and forth a couple times and fill up both of those double chests with as many of these as we can get, because, as you can see, it's kind of overflowing, and I want to make sure it continues to run while we do trades. Come on, citizen, admit it. Wasn't it a good idea to set it up in the order that I did? Everything's falling into place now. I've got all this stuff ready to go. No waiting. I'm so smart. No, you don't have to be jealous. You helped, citizen. It's a team effort. That should be good enough for now. We have that many melons and pumpkins, that many carrots and potatoes, and I think I'll probably just take maybe 4 stacks of each of these, and maybe a stack of each, because I don't think it'll be as many of those to sell. And then I'm going to hold each of my tools that have mending, and while we're leveling these guys up, we may as well work on mending. The pickaxe and the shovel, that is. So that actually goes pretty quick, but at the same time, we're making lots and lots of emeralds, and that fully healed my pickaxe on one guy. That's fantastic. Yes, and he does have melon trades. Okay, perfect. He's leveling up like 6 times in a row right now. Got suspicious stew. Let's sell some carrots. Yeah, I think he's like just straight up in that one trading session. I think we just maxed this guy out, didn't we? Yeah, we got all the way to glistering melon slice and golden carrots. That did not take long. And look at how much we used. We didn't even use everything. But we got over a stack of emeralds. This is going to be huge going forward. All right, same thing for everybody else. Okay, good. This guy does both pumpkins and melons. I don't even know if it's an option to not do both of those. I can't really remember. But he is now also a farmer master. And last up, look at all this experience. Yeah, all three of them have both pumpkin and melon, so I think maybe that is just the default. I can't really remember or verify that, but I'm happy with it. And we barely went through half a stack of each of these, maxing out on all of them. That's incredible. So I mean, with that, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't just grab myself a couple golden carrots. Oh, why thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Mighty kind. Oh man, yeah. So we got almost, well, you know, a stack and a half-ish of those. We still have plenty of emeralds left over. I leveled up and completely healed both of these. This is incredible. This is going to be huge. Kind of, I mean, you could think of it as an early game XP farm too, in a way, as long as you can keep it up and keep going with so many trades, because if these were full, you're talking like a stack is gone in 2 trades, so that's just a bit too much. And I'm also noticing they're starting to hike the prices up a bit, so it's a good thing we're going to wait now, but I mean, that is, like, I'm just going to keep saying it. That's huge. I'm a happy boy. So we'll do a little bit of cleanup. Like I said, I think I'm going to leave this here because we're going to be doing some more decorating, and I don't know what of this we're going to be using, but essentially it's going to be around the pathway, or the roadway, I should say. You can tell there's like a clean break right here. It goes from here, and then it's a little bit plain, then it goes from all the stuff we built, but it's not really all connected very well. So I do want to put a design around the road to bring all that sort of stuff together. And then I'll probably also, I'm not quite sure about this one, but we'll probably do something out front right here and here, maybe off to this side, just to frame everything in nicely. We basically just have to make it look like it's more connected. So I'm going to grab some stuff, think about that. We'll bring the emeralds back. Just put those in there for now. And then I'm going to throw away, well, not throw away, I'm going to put away the steak because I'm getting a little bit, you know, it's a bit too much protein at this point. We got some backup golden carrots, and we can now move on to eating golden carrots just like an imperator should. Everything I eat should be covered in gold. By 270 BCE, Rome had achieved something incredible. They had unified almost the entire Italian peninsula under their control. From the Rubicon River in the north to the toe of Italy in the south, everyone now answered to Rome. They had transformed from a local hill town into a regional superpower. However, this expansion brought them face to face with the reigning superpower of the Mediterranean, Carthage. The stage was now set for the Punic Wars. Things are now looking better around here, or at least much more complete. I finished framing in the road with little lamps and borders of barrels, leaves, lots of bone meal, lots of flowers, and I kinda cheated with a couple of these areas, because in the future, we're definitely going to be putting something in this area, as well as this area over here, but I didn't like how, for now, it looked so empty. So like I said, kinda cheating, I just planted a ton of trees, and filled those in for now with little forests. But I think overall, this is looking very complete. The whole starter island. Like I said, there's going to be more things where the forests are now, and this needs to be built up a bit still. I need to figure out what I'm putting at the end over here. But in general, I'm liking how things are turning out. I tried to add as much lighting as possible just because I want to make it safe around here, but I know there are still spawnable areas. I did add those same kinds of lights around the border all the way around, but like, for example, this spot right here, I'm sure there's areas here that at night would be too dark. I'm kind of saving that for when we have more glowstone so that I could just put like glowstone all over the place in the floor, or I know a couple of you have mentioned I should do something like that, or even a torch with a moss carpet over the top. That way the light still works, but you can't really see that they're there. So in the future, we'll probably do something like that. However, now that that's complete and we have pretty much everything that I had thought about for this video completed, I say we go wrap around, look at the to-do board. I'm just still kind of taking some walkthroughs and just double checking, making sure everything's good. These guys are safe, hopefully. I can't see any reason why anything would spawn in here. But at the very worst, we should be able to cure them if they do get infected. Obviously, we don't want that to happen. We accomplished a lot. Everything is going to continue to run on autopilot, essentially, as far as gathering all of the produce that we need for more trades. The iron farm is going to continue to make us more. The bees, even the sugarcane. I kind of forgot we had that farm from last video. That's above our mine entrance over here in this little miner's hut. And that has also been producing, so now we've got plenty of sugarcane. So before we look at the to-do board, let's wait for nighttime. I want to see where mobs are spawning. So actually, let's get somewhere safe.
And we should be fairly safe over here. I just want to take a look and see, or even just see what it looks like at night. I haven't really been doing that, and it does look nice. But I can already tell, like maybe right about here and right over there, I'm sure there are spawnable areas. And the same goes for back here, but compared to what we started with, not only is it just more complete, more terraformed, more everything, it is also much, much safer than before. In fact, I'm not seeing anything spawn, which seems a bit odd. Maybe I have to get closer. Ah, yeah, there we go. So definitely this spot back here. Oh, free string, you say? If you insist. And then also, right at the back there, 100% gonna be an issue. So things to work on for the future. Ah, also over here, I see you. Sneaky boy. No. Maybe we'll just drop a torch or two over here and then we'll go to sleep. Okay, to-do board. I think we can confidently get rid of Iron Farm. We're happy with what we set up there. Automate produce. I'm happy to get rid of that. And for now, that might be it because we did a couple upgrades, but we have more to go. We did villager breeder. I guess we can get rid of that. But we still want a trading hall. And then I'm looking through comments to see what we should add here instead of the ones that we took off. And I think one that's probably good and somewhat similar to the nether portal upgrade that we still have to do. I saw a couple of comments about this sort of thing, building like a nether hub, going up to the nether roof because we'll need to build farms up there, but then also like an nether entryway so that when we go through the portal on our side and get to the nether, we have sort of a safe room to start off in, and I think that's a really good idea. So that's one we can add there. And then we're running out of space, so I'm trying to think of things that might be more near term rather than things that will take us a while to get to. And one that I think that would probably be good. I saw a couple of comments about this as well. I'm putting dock/water stables/river sanctuary because I'm not quite sure what that's going to look like yet, but eventually we're probably going to be building something over this way because there's a nice little curve to this already that we could continue to build out and maybe enclose this area or, well, actually no, that would work out really well because it's right behind our animal stable and we can build it in so you continue to walk out this way and then have an area for the Nautilus and any future ones that we get so that it's a sanctuary for them. Maybe we could bring in turtles, axolotl, all that sort of thing, and have it connected up to the base so that it sort of blends in naturally to this sort of area right behind the animal stables that we've already got. So that's another idea there. As far as next time, I think I did mention, but we're going to be starting to work a little bit on a villager trading hall and upgrades. Maybe not an entire trading hall because we've got probably all we need to get emeralds for this time, or for the time being, I should say, with the farmers. So next time it's mainly going to be librarians because I want to fully enchant everything I've got on the diamond armor side. We need to get a silk touch pickaxe, we need a better axe, we need a better bow, a sword, all that sort of stuff. Even a spear, actually. It'd be nice to enchant a spear as well. Also, if we're kind of meeting the pacing that I initially set for myself, we may end up taking on the Ender Dragon at the end of next video, because that will be 300 days. And obviously, before I do that, I'd like to be fully enchanted. Moving on to 400 and 500 days, that's when we might start looking at things like netherite, spending some more time in the nether, because we'll have the fully enchanted gear. That could mean we'll get our gold farm up and running in the nether, and we'll have access to some pretty good XP farms if we go to the end. And again, we'll have access once we beat the Ender Dragon. Obviously, we've got to get an Elytra. That should be on here somewhere. Can put it on the upgrade one, Elytra. So we still have plenty to do, so much. But luckily, we have plenty of time to do it because I don't plan on leaving this world for quite a while. So as always, keep the comments coming in. I love to see the feedback about all of this and just how we can build this world together and keep everything going. I'm looking forward to the next 100 days. I hope you are as well. And I also hope you enjoyed this one. So all that being said, the plebs and I here would like to thank you as always for watching, and we will see you in the next one, citizens.